Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Table Talk Thursday, episode 37.
Yes.
Christmas edition.
I'm wearing my ugly sweater shirt thing. From Loot Crate. Not sponsored, though, sad face.
I'm wearing Cuban-influenced music shirt.
Uncle Cheetah. I was talking about that with my sister, actually. As always, I'm your host, HockeyBrother_1, also known as David. This is my co-host over here.
Reigning Death 909, also known as Kenneth. So thank you for joining us, and let's get to the news.
Alright, first, we have a video here.
Our first story up. Ladies and gentlemen, it is official. We can now say Merry Christmas, according to our glorious leader, Mr. Trump.
As I make live edit to the thing. The thinger. I'm just going to go Christmas news. Alright. Switch over here.
Can't say Merry Christmas again. People are saying Merry Christmas again, and we like the sound. Can't say Merry Christmas again. People are saying Merry Christmas again, and we like the sound. Can't.
That's just like, I don't know why, it's 3 cuts together of him saying the exact same thing. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we can now say Merry Christmas. For those who felt they need the president's permission, Donald Trump has so kindly declared that we can now say Merry Christmas.
Beautiful. Touching words, Mr. Trump, as always.
Yes, yes. So, brilliant statement right there. Mr. Trump's repeatedly vowed during his campaign
Hold on. Repeatedly vowed.
Say Merry Christmas again. People are saying Merry Christmas again, and
And?
we like the sound. Merry Christmas again. People are saying Merry Christmas again. Merry Christmas again.
There you go. Yep. Repeatedly. Anyway.
To end the so-called War on Christmas, a commonly held belief among many Trump voters. Trump claimed on the campaign trail that Americans would be saying Merry Christmas in every store during his presidency.
You know, isn't that like not to go the SJW route here, but I was like, isn't that like super non-inclusive and super like shutting out any other religion other than Christianity?
Oh, I mean,
Christmas
a little bit.
It's mainly pagan, but it's pagan roots holiday, but it's Christmas.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just don't care. I mean, I don't care.
Okay. I don't care personally, but there are people that don't celebrate Christmas and they get anal whenever you don't recognize the fact there are other holidays. Saying Merry Christmas, making everybody say Merry Christmas, and as dumb as our fucking youth is and our country is, people think that's the only holiday. Like, I wouldn't put it past people who honestly think there's no such thing as Hanukkah or whatever. Hanukkah. Is there any other one? There's that other one. There's a Jamaican one.
Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa's not a real holiday. It was started in the 70s.
I was gonna say Kwanzaa, and then that Jewish holiday that nobody cares. But that would be Hanukkah, and yes, the Jews very much care about that.
Yes, it's a very big.
I mean, if they didn't get free stuff for every day one of those candles was lit, I think they'd have a problem.
Okay.
You know how Hanukkah works, right?
Yeah.
It's like Christmas, but over the span of an entire week.
Yeah.
Basically.
Okay.
And they spin dreidels.
Yes.
The dreidel is kind of cool.
They spin dreidels and they eat latkes and...
The dreidel is a nifty device to me.
Latkes are good too.
Oh, what is that?
It's a fried potato, I believe.
It's a what?
Fried potato?
Oh, of course you'd know.
Gosh. I still don't see that yarmulke.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, I think most stores probably say Happy Hanukkahs or
I think the generic thing is Happy Holidays, yeah.
Yeah. Some people just, and it really depends on the store and the people who work in the store.
It also depends on, I guess, like, the community. Because it's like targeting ads kind of thing. Like, in our community, if some people said Merry Christmas, nobody would probably give a shit because, well, everybody's basically Christian in this town, for the most part.
I don't think people would really care if they said Happy Holidays either.
No. Well, that's the thing is, it's Happy Holidays, but when you say Happy Christmas specifically, then it, rubs some people of other cultures the wrong way. Happy Holidays works, though, because it's all-inclusive. Yeah. It's also the super lazy way.
Yeah, pretty much. Happy Holidays and be like,
Or if you're Spanish and you want to say Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad. Yes.
Feliz Navidad.
Fucking Hispanic fucking Christmas music is actually doable. The fucking regular, normal, I was gonna say white people Christmas music is so awful half the time. But a very metal Christmas music is actually pretty cool.
Yeah. But, yes, ladies and gentlemen of the world, Merry Christmas.
Yes, this week, Monday. Or
Yes.
next week, Monday, technically.
Monday is...
But when's the show? So we're doing it before. Just like next week, we're going to cover New Year's-ish things, I guess.
Well, next year's show is going to be like a year in review.
Next year's or next week?
Next week's.
I was like, next year's show? Yeah.
Yes,
There won't be a next year.
it's all over, folks.
Pretty much.
Shutting down.
For the most part. Kind of. I don't know, it depends. I'm still waiting. I don't know. If anything... What are you looking at?
There's somebody over there.
Somebody over where?
Across the street. Or across...
Oh, at their house?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's usually what people do in their backyards. They go out sometimes. I don't know. People that actually leave their house and don't sit on computers like this. I don't know what that is. It's weird.
What even is that?
Huh?
What even is that?
I don't know. I only go outside to drive my car to go buy food. That's about it.
Yes. But yeah, so we're going to do like a little year in review. We're going to go over the stories we covered throughout the year, top stories in a given month. And just, we'll
he's
talk
the
about
only one that remembers any of this, probably. I'm over here
we
like,
have it all written down.
I'm here for the ride. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised, because that's like beyond the extent of stuff I would even do. I'm just like, okay, I write it all down. Done. And then I wouldn't like save it for the next time.
It's all in the emails.
Oh, that's true too. But no, I'm saying like, whenever, if I did notes, I would just like do it and then just use the same format and just scrap half of everything in there.
Yeah,
Actually, for news, it might be easier.
Yeah, so we'll go over, talk about, the different stories that went out throughout the year, and if anything's progressed with them, updates with them and such, just see how things have changed, 2017 has been a crazy year.
We can see how many people have died over the year.
How many people have died, how many people have come out from all the sexual assaults and harassment and rapes and all that.
Oh yeah,
shit.
we had a lot of we almost had the country destabilizing and turning into kind of not really civil war, but something destabilizing and turning into mass riots, because that did happen for a while there. This year? Yeah.
Last year.
Well, this year and last
I mean,
year.
you're talking about like the Charleston stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Like I said,
I was gonna say,
we're gonna talk about a lot of things here.
That was actually scary, like honestly a scary time for me, because I was like, oh no, not the end is near, but the end is near.
Yeah, so like I said, we have a interesting show coming up next week for you folks.
Nice. And then I plan to probably Twitch IRL live stream. Does Mixer have a fucking phone app? I'm not sure. I don't pay attention to Mixer that much. But I'm going to, I guess if he comes over to blow stuff up, we can do like a special New Year's Eve thing where we blow stuff up.
We'll need good lighting.
I don't have portable light fixtures to run around with.
Well, fucking get some, I don't know.
What?
Get some floodlights.
Oh, there is the floodlight outside my house.
And I have a floodlight I can bring.
Yeah. Then we're just going to be like, we're live here from, I'm lighting this, boom. But
anyways, so back to your Christmas coverage. Oops, didn't I mean to do that?
Whoa, what have you done there? This boy making live edits.
Damn straight, that's what Google Docs is all about, is that live edit. It's collaboration, man.
Even better collaboration, yes. Alright, we have, Mom says Walmart kicked her out for passing out gift cards. Really now? Alright. Mm-hmm. Well, we've got another video here. This is... I don't know. I have some words for this.
Full screen.
Hello? God, are you there? Are you gonna go?
The China family says they were kicked.
Hello? What?
That's strange. This is Google Drive. This thing doesn't buffer.
Let me just turn it down for what? And then refresh arena.
Turn down for what?
New China family says they were kicked out of a local Walmart.
I mean, like, the buffer
now
bar
it's
was
going.
fine. Well, no, I changed it to 480, but, like, the bar was still going the same speed at 720. So I don't know why it was being stupid.
About giving. 5 on your side's Christina Coleman.
Give it instead of getting. Head, ladies and gentlemen.
Is live at the store in Bridgeton to explain.
Well, the family bought a bunch of Walmart.
That motherfucker right there. I have to point this out because it's triggering. That light that's out. You're a danger to everybody else. Fuck you. Anyway,
I mean, you're not
A
wrong.
bunch of Walmart gift cards like this one.
And there goes a record.
He'll be getting a lot of work
while
this
they were
evening.
shopping. They say it was their way of giving back to the community.
See, isn't that such a nice thing? Spacebar actually works in this. Because Google.
I'm breaching over my space.
Mm-hmm. Yes, isn't that a nice thing? These folks have gone out of their way to take $1,000 and put it into gift cards to give out to people. I mean, who does that? Honestly.
First of all, not many people, but...
Not many people would do that. Especially, to instill a life lesson to their kids about, the meaning of the season.
Huh. You know that countertop right there? I have that right there. Just about.
Yeah, it's very similar.
Yeah.
I guess it's sourced from the same material.
Some sort of granite set. I don't know.
Anyways. But yeah, I think this is just a fantastic thing that this family's doing.
No, it's cool, definitely. It's with holiday cheer and spirit. It's just like the whole paying it forward thing.
Yeah.
I think I ran into that somewhere and killed it. Because, I was sitting at, this is the story, I was sitting at Sonic, and there was a public works truck in front of me for the county, right? Mm-hmm. And then behind me was a police officer. I get to the window, and I'm about to pay for my drink, and then the person's like, the chick's like, the ladies in front of you paid for your drink. And at first I'm like, I'm looking at her, I'm like, me? Because, there's a cop behind me. And, that would make sense, because they probably know each other or something. But then she's like, no, here you go, just take this and leave. I was like, oh, okay. And then I just took the drink and left. And I was like, I don't know if that was meant for me or if it was meant for the police officer, but I just got a free drink.
And didn't pay for the cop drinks.
No, of course not. I'm going to do that.
The cops in this town are useless, so I can understand.
Yeah, for the most part. Unless, they know you do drugs and they really like to fuck with you. That's what I hear. They just like to fuck with people or whatever. But anyway, back to the story.
Gift cards, and we split them up amongst, us, the kids, Grandma, Grandpa.
Julia Twitchell says she and her husband
It's
wanted
really
to
quiet.
That lasted, though, Twitchell. That's because it's turned down. It was loud at first, and now it's quiet.
Controlling the knob here.
No. This would still be...
their 4 children about the importance
No,
of
it's the mic
holiday
change
season
on them.
by passing out Walmart gift cards to
It sounds like she's talking into her phone from a fucking,
She sounds like she's quite a ways away from
in a
the mic.
report. Because, if I go back when she's talking to the camera, it was proper. But this is
We just, want to help people that could really use it,
Just giving, it always makes you feel good in general.
7 adults and the kids passed out about 15.
Of course there's a cop there.
They were told by security and another employee that they had to leave if they wanted to continue to hand out cards. Twitchell's aunt was with them at the time.
Reaction initially was anger because I was just shocked that they would do something.
She kind of looks like a lawyer. I was honestly expecting her to say something like, we're going to sue.
Look at she's standing on some government land.
Yeah, exactly.
I expected, exactly. I was thinking the same thing. This must be a family lawyer or something.
Yeah, no wonder why. I was wondering how somebody just got $1,000 to give away to people because, no offense to her, but she didn't look they were doing too well or whatever. I don't know. Her voice was very hoarse.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. But most, I think, it's just disbelief. And especially
her fucking nails are black.
Christmas, it's a time to give, it's a time to share.
Disappointing because we can't.
Look at the size of that tree and all the lights and decorations. That's a decently decorated tree.
The tree at my mom's house decorated more. Yeah. It's not that hard to buy a pre-lit tree and then throw crap on it.
Yeah, is it pre-lit? It looks pretty dense.
Yeah, well, it's small and compact. I would say it's probably a pre-lit tree, honestly. It looks like the top of it scrapes the ceiling.
It really does, yeah.
But it's not even if you look at it, it's not even a tall tree or a tall room. It's got a semi-vaulted ceiling, but I think the ceiling is short because look at how high the window is.
Yeah, but I'd say that's probably about a good 8-foot tree.
No, fuck no, not 8 feet. Nah.
7?
I would probably say 6 or 7.
No. There's no way that's 6.
It's
like when I got a 6-foot tree, it was right up to here, and I'm like. No,
Kenneth, right down here when
I know
you're
it's
sitting
6
down as
feet.
well. Okay.
I know that, which is why I'm telling you that's probably not 6.
Oh, no, yeah, it has to be at least a 7 or whatever. But
I'm saying it's probably an 8-foot tree.
It can't be. I'm not going to go with 8. I'm going to go with 7. Whatever the standard tree size is, I think it's 7. 7 and some change or something like that. I don't know. I wanted a big tree, okay, personally. I wanted the biggest. I wanted the best.
And I got it on cheap because I didn't get the right tree.
You got it on cheap because of some ye oldie woo-woo magic, basically. Some of those old things that I was taught by cheap people. It's funny because I've been there before, so I'm like,
Didn't do it intentionally, even. I was going to pay
you
full price
didn't
for
do
it.
it.
I didn't do it.
Exactly.
No, that was my mom that did it.
Exactly. That's what I'm used to.
Asked an employee if they could pass out the gift cards, and they were told no. As it turns out, Walmart says an assistant
that's a bit
at the
crazy.
store was unsure of the store policy.
It's a temp one, too.
Yeah, I was gonna say
considering
it's
the cable.
temporary because it's like boop, 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 boop.
And the cable holding in place. That's kind of weird. They'd have a temp. I guess holiday season of that Walmart
Holiday
must get a lot of
season.
robberies.
Apparently. I can honestly say, I've never seen a temporary camera setup. It's the first time.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
Because Walmart actually doesn't have an issue with
Because
the family.
see, look,
We're gonna really criticize this.
look at how that's like a normal sized little family hutch, and the trees right there. That's a pretty normal sized tree.
I guess it's 7 feet.
That's pretty normal.
Fine. God damn.
Are they in like a mobile home? Are they in a double wide? Is that what?
Are they in a double? Maybe.
It kind of looks
Kinda.
like it.
Yeah. I think it is a double wide.
What the fuck are they getting $1,000 from? I'm sorry.
Maybe they just. I mean, just because you live in a. I mean, that looks like a really nice mobile home.
No, it is a decent one.
I mean, it
at
has
least
like
they got
bay
LEDs.
windows and shit.
At least they got LEDs.
They do have LEDs.
You have bay windows in yours.
That's technically true. My room has the bay windows.
Exactly. So, like, it doesn't necessarily matter. I mean, that's a generic thing.
But I mean, you know how much a double wide costs?
Actually,
like, only $50,000 or something? They're not that expensive.
No, they're not. But I'm just saying. You know.
Do you know how much they cost? Not that much. Unless you get, like, one of the $200,000, like, ridiculous ones, like fireplaces and shit built into them. There's some really expensive ones.
I don't know. Once the fireplaces aren't really that much more expensive.
Oh.
My sister-
I'm
my
thinking
sister had a
about,
double wide
like,
with a
super
fireplace.
high-tech ones, like... It's super expensive ones. Like, ones I've seen, there's, like, stainless steel and all sorts of other weird shit. And I'm like, why would you want that in your house? Some rich person, well, some rich, non-rich person, I don't even know how to classify it. It's just like...
Middle class.
$200,000 on a fucking mobile home is
No, that's rich. But just the mobile home in general, that's middle. Like a double wide, I'd say that's like middle class.
Didn't you say by classification of middle class that you have to just own land?
Land and or home ownership.
Which technically it's a home and you have to have something to put it on. Well,
you don't have to own the land
you
for
can rent
it.
a thing, but as long as you technically have a home, it's called a mobile home, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there are various ways to classify it, but
Yeah.
that's one of the general ones.
doesn't have an issue with a family passing out Walmart gift cards.
It was something we planned for a while to do, and
Yeah.
we were all had the whole family. We were all excited to do, and it kind of got shut down pretty quick.
Look at that. Even the people there like to do the whole driving over the lines.
Walmart says
Of course,
the
who doesn't
family
do
was
that?
actually not kicked out of the store, but the family says that's not true. They say they were told to leave, and they actually continue to pass out gift cards here in this parking lot. Mike?
So, Christina, does this family plan to continue to spread holiday cheer?
They do actually. They say giving is a big family tradition of theirs, but they're not sure if they're going to come back to Walmart to pass out more gift cards. The dad in this family actually owns and runs a demolition business, and he says they are always trying to find ways to give back to the community.
See,
Blow it up out of a cannon. Shoot it out of a cannon. Do something fun. I don't know.
I don't know. Do it in front of do it for a target. People get more use out of it.
Yep.
But I'm,
Yeah, Target's full of nice people.
Yeah. That's the thing. You know, Walmart, if they really wanted to do something good, they would have given these people $1,000 and let them do it again.
Ha! Walmart doing something good. It's like asking AT&T or any of the big internet companies to actually do something like their own businesses are supposed to be built around. Ha! It's like asking the people of our town to be nice to other people other than like their close-knit friend groups.
Well, that's true.
I work as a worker for not Domino's, fucking Walmart. The whole ideology of, hey, we're going to hire this person on part-time so they can't get benefits, but we're going to work them 40 hours a week, and they can't sue us somehow.
No, they can definitely sue them.
No, we can't. We could not. You cannot. Somehow, some way, nobody will take that.
No, definitely. If you're working more than 30 hours, you're legally classified as full-time.
Somehow, through some way, I'm not sure.
There's no way. That's
Walmart
federal law.
Walmart has somebody somewhere and had it wrote in somewhere where you can work there for a year before you get your before you have to be working there for a year for 40 hours a week to actually classify as full time after that.
No.
You get your benefits.
If you work more than 30 hours, like consistently, that's
No, we
full-time.
did. We worked 40 hours every, and then they would try to fire people for working overtime and getting paid overtime.
No, if you work more than 30 hours, that's overtime. I mean, that's full time.
Yeah.
So,
But no, you didn't get insurance or any benefits.
Yeah, of course
for
not.
being full time.
wait,
Because
well,
you were hired on this part of time, but they worked you 40 hours a week, so they didn't have to pay you your benefits.
well,
So
they should have had to
give
pay you
benefits.
overtime then.
Huh?
Well, no.
No, you didn't get paid overtime either until you hit over 40. Then you got overtime. And then they would fire you for getting overtime.
There's definitely some legal chicanery around that.
Well, there is, I'm assuming, but nobody will go against Walmart.
Do they do?
They also Walmart also preaches the fact that it's illegal to unionize against them.
Which it's not.
No, it's not either.
I know, I mean, we've covered stories of it where Walmart has like a team of lawyers that they just have on standby 24/7. That if the word of a union gets mentioned at a Walmart, they're like that's their SEAL Team 6. They just send them in there on a jet emergency to whatever Walmart's having this issue, and they kill it. It's despicable.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bad. I don't know. Anyway, on to the next story. What do we have? Do we have another video here?
We do another video. Here's some more feel-good stories for Christmas. He's part of our family. Co-workers chip in to surprise a hard-working teen.
I'm assuming this is John F. in Denver.
So as it says there, it's a 19-year-old who left his unstable home behind and never looked back.
This is a nice restaurant. Interesting.
Yes, he biked to his job 6.5 miles.
Jeez. Well, 6.5 miles on bike. It's still pretty bad, but not as bad as like walking in.
No, it's still not as bad as walking, but still, that's 6.5 miles.
It's like,
I mean, that's like 30, 45 minutes.
yeah, something like that.
Still, that's a significant amount of time.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that nice? So his co-workers got together, they chipped in, and got him enough money. Also, can we just pause on this? All of this is like really nice shots. Who the fuck sent them this picture? Like, what camera in this day and age can take that picture that's that wide, yet that horrible?
Phone, cell phone.
No. Not a cell phone today, outside of like maybe some sort of Chinese dime store, like, cell phone that would do something that terrible.
Either that or they just like shittily took the picture like they were shaking or something like that.
Super out of focus.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's just a terrible picture. And that was the best picture they had to send that CBS could get. But anyways, it's a really nice thing.
I was crying. I was happy.
In a couple of weeks, we had quite a bit of money donated.
That's pretty cool.
I think he now sees that he is part of our family for the most part, that he knows we're going to be there for him.
They're good to work with. They're nice people. And I really
these are something. I mean, this is just fantastic.
It's a good feel-good
for
story.
this 19-year-old who came from a broken.
I wish I could see more stuff around that around here. I don't know. I just like to keep shitting on everybody around us. But man, a lot of people are pretty bad around here.
Yeah. I mean, I can't think of a business in this town that would do that.
No. Everybody would be mad at the fact that, hey, even if you try, even like if you were like a minute late to work by biking every day or something, they would be really anal and pissed off and onto you for the most part. Unless it's somebody that just really doesn't care. You either get like everybody's a hard ass or that they just don't care at all.
Mm-hmm.
As a manager and stuff like that. I mean, there were some nice people here and there. I mean, honestly, as much as I hate Walmart, some of the nicest people I worked with at Walmart were the overnight people. They were all like, this is like I was telling you the other day, I think, or was I talking about it on Discord? I don't know. But like, the overnight stalkers, a large portion of them, they're all like retirement age. They're all retired. And they're just working. And I'm like, it's kind of hard work. It's not like easiness. I mean, it's easy because it doesn't require, like higher level of intelligence. But like, it's manual labor, when you're that old. Like, there's a lot of bending down, picking up things that are of a certain weight and whatever. And it's just kind of surprising. But a lot of those older people are pretty nice and everything. There's a lot of younger kids too. But I mean, it's just, I don't know. Some of the nicest people I met. And also, you meet some really crazy people at nighttime. Because only the crazies come out at night.
I mean, people of Walmart, folks.
Oh, no. No, you don't even know the half of it. Dude, we have one of the craziest dudes I've ever seen work with us. Like, dude was certifiable crazy. Then again, he had said that, like, he spent 20 years in a coma on his deathbed because of some sort of super spine cancer. And, like, now his spine is all rebuilt out of basically titanium and stuff like that. And I was like, whoa. And he still acts like he's 16. And I'm like, being in a coma for that long and as old as you are, the math kind of adds up. But man, that's weird. But other than that, interesting experiences in the life of me.
That'd be terrible to see. It's like a Bernie supporter who just went into a coma in like 2014.
Oh, no.
And then like he came through like next month and he's like, so did Bernie win the election? It's like, oh, you're never gonna believe who won. It goes a couple of years into the future when it turns goes super 1984 and Trump's face is just everywhere as like the God Emperor Trump. It's just like, put him back in. That's funny. Yeah.
There you go.
So, continuing our Christmas coverage. Couple faces homelessness at Christmas after suspected drunk driver crashes into their home.
Ooh.
So John Hobbs and Jen Harrison were unharmed but happily watching the latest Fast and Furious film when a vehicle careened through the living room.
They're like, oh man, this is so realistic. This must be really great. Oh, I had to have a laugh there. It's terrible, but it's funny.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing it ended their car crash of that movie.
Yeah.
No, I had a good joke for it. It's kind of
no, you lost it.
Yeah.
Why can't I taste? Why is there no pasta? No, you're good. You're good to continue.
Yes. So, shocked John Hobbs and Jen Harrison. Yes. So, as you can see there, this is the vehicle and the damage that it's done. Had just clicked play on the action movie when an out-of-control car careened through their living room wall. Their house in Saltish, Cornwall, has now been left with severe...
Excuse me?
What?
Is that actually the name? Saltash Cornwall. Okay. I thought you said cornhole.
No, I said Cornwall.
Did you say Cornwall? I thought you were saying like Saltish Cornhole, and I was like, what? I was like, really? Is that really the name? Can we get a fact checked on that?
Can we get a Millwall over here?
Oh no. You on Millwall. That better be on the highlight stories. That's still the best.
It has to be. Has been left with severe structural damage, and the pair who are engaged and bought the house in April are anxiously waiting to hear whether they can move back before Christmas. Devon and Cornwall police have confirmed a man who had been arrested on suspicion of drunk driving after a Volkswagen had collided with the property. A police spokesperson said a 24-year-old male has been arrested and is currently in police custody under the suspicion of being under the influence of alcohol.
So I have to ask, why under the suspicion? They should have tested him.
It's just legalese. They always have to say it's under suspicion and such. They can't really declare anything definitive.
Well, they can if they test him.
They can.
After.
I don't know. Just whatever. Yeah, it's just terrible for these people. Because sure they're gonna have to sue this person who caused all this damage. It's try and get any of this money back, and it's going to be civil lawsuit. It's going to be dragged out. I mean, the courts will process it pretty quickly.
Well, it's like Jesse's home. You know, it took her like, I don't know, it took them like a year or two. Somebody somehow careened in the middle of the night off of the road at the like complete opposite end of the road she lives on and into her house and into her kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what? The damage wasn't that bad. There was just a hole in the wall. That was it. Like, it was all, it's like a 1970s house or whatever, all brick. So it's just like, there's a lot of brick came out, and then the gas line was like ruptured. That's about it. Other than that, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, but for these folks, it damaged the structural integrity of the house.
Yeah.
That's going to be some serious repairs.
Yeah, it's that bad juju there.
Mm-hmm. It's because they decided to watch Fast and Furious. A terrible movie draws terrible drivers.
Was that your joke there?
No, but I'm rolling with it.
They're okay movies. Like Tokyo Drift, because those are my people. But other than that,
rolling with it.
You hurt me.
Come on, man. Where's your Christmas spirit? This video's gonna autoplay. Yeah, because they always fucking do. Yeah, this is the video.
You wanna know what my Christmas spirit is, Ken? You really wanna know what my Christmas spirit is? Right there. That's Christmas spirit for you. Nah, realistically.
Yeah, just kill those ants in that. Okay, so let's roll this.
They'll be back.
They always come back.
On to the next story here.
Yes, so shopper stunned as a worker sings opera. Now, that actually worked, I'm surprised. But I would point out...
Why don't you just ask me to stop it or like do something?
Because
you just reach over and
because it's just easier to do it.
I need to get you a button so you just like slam it.
Yes, give me a button. Slamming it!
You're like, stop! Go! Stop, go, stop, go, stop, go! Anyway.
Don't make me do that. I will make one. Just get a button with a USB cable, just program it for spacebar.
Nope. No. That's gonna not work in half.
It won't work in half the things. I'm just saying, is it really opera? You know, because that little snippet. I mean, he's singing. I wouldn't classify it as opera. Opera's a distinct. Though. It's singing, and yes, it is good singing, but it's not opera. Opera is a distinct singing.
I think opera doesn't really usually have music behind it, does it?
No, opera does. It can. Yeah. Definitely can. Oh yeah.
I'm used to fat ladies like screaming.
Yes, that's the stereotypical thing that people think of opera.
I mean, there's the men doing it too, but
yes, like
I don't know what the classification of opera is because I don't really care. But
I don't know.
I don't know audiophile. You tell me.
I don't listen to opera too much. I've listened to opera. I mean, of course, I've listened to Luciano Pavarotti, very famous opera.
I was a professional singer in Brazil for a few years.
Definitely sounds like it.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I used to sing in bars, restaurants, concerts.
Student from Brazil.
Yeah. So the people in the kitchen knew, but nobody else. The whole store
stopped. Nice. It has. See right there. There's left right channel separation because there's two mics. I would hope that's what he's going for.
Like all really quiet, and then when I stopped singing, it was just like a lot of.
Yeah, but isn't that only one speaker right next to it?
There could be another one out of scene.
It's just a forgettable memory, you know.
You know what?
My goal for this next year
he probably has a good
was
shot at attending.
Huh?
He said his dream is to attend Berklee College of Music.
Mm-hmm.
With a voice like that.
Work, go to school that I'm attending now, and in the end of next year, apply to Berklee, audition. You know, if I get accepted, like
more power to you, kid.
If I can afford it, I'll go. If I can't, at least I was accepted. You know, it's my dream. Everything that I can, I'll do it.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking good.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's quite good.
That's
Very good, yes. I definitely hope he makes it to that college.
It seems like his English is a little rough, but other than that, pretty good.
Yeah. So, good, best chance of best luck to you.
All the sports people are going to hate him, though, because he's a Patriots fan. And then all the Trump-esque people are going to hate him because he's brown.
He's Brazilian.
Because they don't even know that much. They just know that he's brown. So I'm pretty sure all of super hardcore.
He's like he'd be speaking Portuguese. He'd be like, he's speaking Spanish.
He's one of the Mexicans.
Learn American.
Hey, learn American. It's just like the whole Puerto Rico, fiasco.
Puerto Rico's American citizens? Question mark?
Yeah. I knew that, but I think, majority of people but they're Mexicans, question mark. Ooh, I was with my Puerto Rican friend today, and I was telling her, I was like, Puerto Rico doesn't exist anymore. Got wiped off the map. She got so mad at me.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I was just making jokes, because she's Puerto Rican, and she's like, she's talking about her and her son, she made some ridiculous rules for her son. I'm like, man, my mom's that overprotective. That he doesn't get to make decisions as his own person until he's 21, as an adult, basically. And they're like, yeah. She was like, yeah, it's part of being Puerto Rican. It's part of the culture. And I was like,
that's a weird culture.
I'm like, fuck that.
They need to be more Americanized.
And I was like, but it's okay. Puerto Rico doesn't exist anymore. Swipe off from that. And she was talking about moving and stuff, talking about family members. I was like, oh yeah. It's like, well, Puerto Rico doesn't exist anymore, so I don't have to worry about that too much. Because she was like, I hate my family. I was like, oh, yeah. Half of them probably don't exist anymore. It's all good. Oof. I was like, no, Puerto Rico's still there, but it's not a real thing. Because I was saying because what is it? She said, asked her son a question if he was Mexican or whatever or something like that. And I was like, close enough. And she got mad and slapped me for that too. And I was like, it's in the Gulf of Mexico. It's in the middle of nowhere. And I was like, oh, well, I guess it doesn't exist anymore now, so it doesn't matter. But
she slapped you again for that?
Huh?
Said she slapped you again for that?
No, she was like, yeah, she kind of looked at me or whatever. I was laughing, though. I had a good time. She got so mad. She started yelling at me in the restaurant, and I was like... I had a laugh. That's all I cared about. I couldn't laugh at that. I feel like I've seen this thing already. Or heard about this or something, I don't know. But bell ringer beaten after wishing a man Merry Christmas. A Salvation Army bell ringer was attacked in front of Walmart for simply spreading holiday cheer. I greet everybody Merry Christmas. Reverend Jamie Wolf Sr. ? I guess so. Sadly, those two simple words got this bell ringer knocked out. Knock the fuck out. This is what I was saying earlier. We were talking about, you can say Christmas again during that story. I was like, some people are not happy. This might have been one of those black bloc, whatever retardo fuckos.
No, it's probably just somebody who just bit off the rocker.
I don't know if that's necessarily true either. I feel like it might have just been some hyper SJW. This is you're saying Merry Christmas. You're not, incorporating everybody. You're not being inclusive and then punching him because apparently that's okay.
Well, they do say it's okay to punch a Nazi.
Exactly.
Which I disagree with.
And remember, anyone's views that aren't theirs they're Nazi. Stuff like that.
If you don't agree with them, you're a Nazi, and it's their prerogative to punch you out.
He haymakered me, hit me, got me down on the ground, and we started wrestling. At that point, I'm fighting for my life, Wolf Sr. said. Which, by the way, in case those of you at home do not know, that is actually a real thing. And it goes to talking about self-defense. Once you go down, you're fighting for your life. That's legitimately how that works.
Is that?
That is a big deal, yeah, in these sort of things. That's why you don't want to, I think some people will teach you, get on the ground or whatever, but you don't want to do that because then it turns into life or death situations.
I guess so. I mean, you could have grabbed his head and smashed it against the ground or something.
Yeah, going to the ground is a bad idea. You want to stay up.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Store says they love him and he's been... Oh, wait, what? Yeah. Yep. Store says they love him and he's been the best bell ringer that they've ever had. So an attack that's unprovoked is very surprising and very unfortunate. It's not the call we'd expect to get at night. Or ever, said Lieutenant Steve Pavlakis of the Salvation Army. What? Is that a real lieutenant, or is that a lieutenant?
No, that's the Salvation Army. They use military
weird
ranks and such.
Pavlakis has been with the organization for 14 years, and this hasn't happened. I don't know if that's necessarily true.
It may not have happened at that particular store.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, I
mean, it happens.
It does happen. And then on the flip side of that, you do have Santas, bell ringers just go apeshit on somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really saddening that one of our bell ringers would be out there working day after day for us. That's met with hate and punches to the face and kicks to the face, Pavlakis said. The Reverend is shaken up and suffering bumps and bruises, but says this won't ever take away his Christmas spirit.
So good on you. It's a shame that this happened, but it's good on you that you keep getting out there and trying to help raise money for a charitable organization. Yeah. So, police discover missing son has secret plans for mom. A family celebrating Christmas together. A family celebrating a Christmas they won't forget. After police get together to put gifts under the tree. Let's roll it.
Boy, how many minutes is this? 2 minutes?
Tonight, a story that'll make you smile. Sending assistance to a single mother. How some Oklahoma City police officers are putting gifts under the tree. Right now at 10 News 4's Cassandra Sweetman unwraps this sweet story for us.
This family just moved into their new apartment. They spent every last dollar they had, their Christmas money, on the deposit. So the last thing the single mother needed was for her son to get in trouble. But what he was really doing helped change their lives.
So I got toys, all the toys.
Paw Patrol.
Paw Patrol tape over there.
You got the coat. They gave you everything.
A list of unexpected gifts waiting under the tree.
We was expecting a nice dinner for Christmas and, just be together and just show love to each other.
Let me just look at these four folks. I mean, she spent, single mother of 4, I believe, spent every last dime she had getting an apartment and all the Christmas money and security deposit. And we were going to have a very sparse Christmas. But again, as I say, it's the season of giving, and it's not about the gifts you get, it's about the family and togetherness.
Is it? Is that what it's about?
Yes.
Are we sure? Yeah, we evaluate
You need help over there? You're not supposed to take that foil off. Yeah. Just get a knife. That's all I do, just get a knife, peel it up, and... No, just go from the bottom and just scrape it up. I suppose that works too. Anyways.
Because single mother Sophia Reed
still playing the video. I just paused it.
Into their new apartment.
What little Christmas money we had, and
it pauses it, but it doesn't play it.
Then last week, a moment of panic when her 13-year-old Diaris disappeared.
So I was like, where he at? Diaris was gone for a little while.
She's like, where he at?
Not knowing her kids had a plan.
Because one of her kids was missing.
I was very afraid he was going to get in trouble. But I didn't want to say nothing because it was going to blow the whole thing.
Diaris came home when he saw officers and told them he was out collecting cans to raise money to buy his mom a gift.
I don't know, I guess I just wanted to do something for my mom.
The story touched Officer Roland Russell's heart.
I mean, there's the poor kids going out there. The kids are trying to help their mom and trying to provide a Christmas, going out there and collecting cans. Try and make some cash to get a gift for their mom. I mean, that is just fantastic values to have instilled in a kid, that they would take that prerogative to try and see what their mother's doing to provide them with a home and food and want to do something nice for her. That's fantastic. Tragic that circumstances led to that. but the values it instilled are good.
And soon he was inviting others to come meet the family.
There was just so many knocks on my door. Everybody just was knocking. And every time I opened my door, it was the police.
But it didn't stop there. Officers raised $800 and brought Christmas and housewarming gifts for the family.
Most of the time when I see the police, it's just like, it's bad stuff. Up here, I guess it's just changed. It's good.
They called us at the right time, you guys. And we are so blessed and grateful.
Reporting in Oklahoma City, Cassandra Sweetman, Oklahoma's News 4.
Now, ask you to pray for.
Yep, so that's. Here, bring that over here. Let's show the folks at home what happened.
What David does.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a brand new purchased wine corkscrew. You know, in a wine box. We have a little joke over here that David uses a little too much force. And this is what he managed to do to this corkscrew over there. He snapped the metal off of one of these arms. Frankly, this thing seems pretty damn rugged. This is like fairly thick metal. Maybe I should just bring mine over, see if you break it or some bullshit.
Do what?
Bring my corkscrew opener over. It's all metal. And it's like solid metal. This is like weird, like... It is metal. But it's like... I don't know what kind of metal this is. Because
the term is pot metal, which is one crap metal.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, it's still nice. It was nice and thick. And like, so one of the arms was just moving, and then that one was the only one that was like latched on. So I'm like, alright, cool. And it's just like, and I'm like, down.
Yeah, I'll bring mine over next time, and we'll see if you manage to break that or something.
Then you're gonna be mad if I break it.
And be like, well, fuck. Yeah, it's like solid, like stainless steel. It's not like hot metal. It's like solid metal.
I mean, I can't break it.
I mean, if you manage to break it, I'll be impressed. God damn. What the fuck?
Shitty things.
Do I just need to go and grab it, or what? Because you're just having a terrible time with it. Just grab some pliers or something. I don't know. He's trying desperately to get a bottle of wine open. He's not having a good time with it.
I'm gonna break this other thing too.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen, folks. So I'm just gonna move on. He'll join us whenever he finally gets it open, or rather, if he gets it open.
That's so annoying.
Use it with the one arm. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I can't. This is the problem now. Like, this happens. I can't. Because
Oh, you've jammed it.
Yeah, because this one pops down.
Oof. I mean, you could still kind of use it and then just try and use the one handle. I don't know what to say, man. Anyways, Rome has paid $57,000 for a very sad Christmas tree. That the locals have nicknamed. Guess what they named it?
Shit tree.
Very close. Toilet brush.
Yeah, that was close. Relevant.
It sounded like a tree Strega Nonna would have loved. A sprawling 70-foot beauty shipped straight from the Italian Alps. Instead, it became an eyesore and a joke. A droopy metaphor of decay and dysfunction in Italy's capital city. Roman officials paid $57,000 to transport the tree from Dolomites in northern Italy. They decked it out in lights and ornaments and unveiled it to the public in Piazza Venezia in December 8th. Shortly thereafter, things started to go wrong. The tree began losing its needles, slimming down to a skeleton, An official investigation ensued, revealing that the tree was utterly rootless and beyond saving. Romans, meanwhile, are feeling prickly. Locals have begun to call the tree spilaccio, which means bald or mangy, and toilet brush.
Yeah, good idea. I can just take it back. Smart. Buy me new leaves.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be like,
You have the receipt still?
nope. I'm just gonna walk away.
I guess that works. Although dispirited Romans do have a second holiday season option courtesy of the Vatican. A 69-foot red fir from Poland is in full festive display in St. Peter's Square with dense green branches and ornaments. And I will show you a picture for comparison so you can understand what it looks like. It's quite a stunning difference. Let's see. As you can see, there's the Splascio right there in the Italian Roman city. It's a sad thing. I mean, look at it. It's very light, not dense at all. And then you have the Roman Vatican. Yeah, I bumped my elbow. I mean, look at the density on that tree. Look at the difference. Such a huge difference. I mean, all the lights, the ornaments, the colors. I mean, that's a tree. That's a respectable Christmas tree. It's the best. I mean, it's huge. I can't imagine how much money the Vatican spent on that tree. And then all the ornaments, lighting, and power. Fuck, that's expensive. Compared to that, that's pathetic. I can see why the Italian people are all like, this shows the ineptitude of the Roman government. Because this is the Roman government put into a tree. It's corrupt, rootless, and lacking. Yes.
I'm so sad. This is one of the good bottles, too.
Maybe that'll be my Christmas gift to you. Is a wine bottle opener. One that won't break.
I don't know. I don't know if that's even possible at this point. One that won't break.
Anyways. So, Attorney General sues company over deceptive... Dude, should I just take a break so we can get you back in here? He is trying desperately hard to get this damn bottle open. Just get a pair of pliers or something, man. I don't know.
Yeah, you have tools here.
Why don't you have tools here?
Because I just live here momentarily.
It's no excuse. You should keep some in your trunk or something. I don't know. It's not my car.
Do what?
It is not my car, so I don't know why you don't keep pliers.
This is why would I need them, though?
That's what I know. See? I'm gonna break the metal, probably. You need some help over there? You know, I'll hold the bottle, you hold the pliers or some shit.
That's not a very good idea for you.
You're just gonna break the bottle and I'm just gonna get cut up hands and shit.
No, because like, if I pull this out with using extreme amounts of force, you're gonna go the opposite direction with this bottle in your hand.
I'll be fine.
No.
I just don't think you're gonna get that damn thing open, man. I mean, like, you're splitting the cork.
Yeah, no, the cork is completely fucking as well. I split the cork forever.
Yeah. You just give up. Or fuck, we'll take a 10-minute break, I'll run across town and grab my corkscrew.
I guess you'll have more games than that.
Yeah. Yes. Back to it.
You know how much the thing costs?
Like, yeah, definitely take it back.
Oh yeah, no, I'm taking it back. I'm like, man.
Yeah, that's incredibly shitty.
Well,
I expected the plastic to crack.
I know, right? Well, it worked well the first time. I was like, oh, that was super easy because remember you were
Yeah.
And then now it's just like, probably this model. I don't know. What sucks is now the back end is done because I pierced the cork all the way through.
So now it's gonna go bad eventually.
That's not bad. It's gonna lose its fight.
Yeah. So I'll tell you, man. I hate when that happens. Yeah. Anyway, so Michigan Attorney General sues company over deceptive clothing bins. So, Michigan Attorney General Bill Schuett, is suing a Texas-based clothing donation bin operator, saying it has deceptive clothing bins in the state, according to Metro Detroit. The clothing bins have the Michigan Humane Society logo on them, but they are owned by American Textile Recycling Services. They picked a charity that tugged at the heartstrings of most people, said Andrea Bitely, Schuett's communication director. Bitely said they spotted the problem on the company's financial disclosure. When we noticed that, we contacted the ARTS, which is the company that's running these bins. And they said, hey guys, tell us what's going on. Explain the difference between what the bin says, which is 100% of the donations go to the Michigan Humane Society, and what we're seeing on your annual filings, which is only pennies on the dollar going to the Michigan Humane Society, Bitely said. ATRS owns 250 bins in the state. Schuett's office said donations in 2016 generated $835,000 in revenue, but ATRS only paid the Michigan Humane Society $49,000, which is 6% of the total revenue from these bins, or 6 cents on the dollar. Yes, it's dreadful. I mean, especially considering they're saying in the bins that you are really trying hard. I look over there, ladies and gentlemen, and he has that corkscrew back in, and now he has a hammer. Let me bring the camera over there, folks, so you can see what he's trying to do.
Anyway, I'll just go to the camera.
You just go to the camera. Just come on over here to the camera so the people at home can see what crazy mess you're trying to get into. Because this is what he's trying to do, folks. He has the corkscrew, he has the thing there, and now he has a hammer. And he's trying desperately to he's gonna break the bottle sooner than he'll break that damn cork.
Probably. Who's that? Did you get that shirt from one of those bins?
Again, hating on my shirt. I'll have you know this came from the finest manufacturers of the
I
band.
went to your granddad's place.
Oh god.
Especially in Knacklewood. I'm pulling the cork out slowly, so it's working.
Yeah, the chat wants you to do it on stream. If he does it on stream, it's gonna hurt somebody. Probably me. And himself.
Pretty much.
It is not going well for him. There's a bunch of people in chat. Come back on. Do this on camera, man. The chat wants you to do this on camera. I'm bringing him back, chat. I'm bringing him back. Just for you.
I wish I had a pair of pliers.
What did you just have?
Those were snips, dude. Those
were
were garden
snips?
shears, yeah. They're freaking garden shears.
Oh, for God's sakes.
See, I was trying that. That doesn't work.
I don't think he's going to get it, ladies and gentlemen. Honestly. With how he's going, it's not going to happen.
Yep.
Might as well make the video vertical, right? Nah, you don't need vertical video. Talking about.
I'm like bracing this against my chest, too. It's beautiful right here.
Yeah. Gosh, this is ridiculous.
Who all's even here? I see Shadow and some other people. Yeah. Let me see, can I read one over here? Jesus.
Yeah.
I want the alcohol! I
Your
just want
soul
my
is
fucking
impure.
wine. This is the last bottle of wine that I have left.
Yeah, Shadow, this is why we can't have nice things.
What? What? Somebody saying this is why we can't have nice things?
Yes, Shadow saying that.
This thing is I'm just bending and stupid.
Yeah, the metal. You're gonna break the metal off in that damn thing. This is now the cork open. This is now the wine bottle opening podcast.
How to do when things go wrong, because they don't. These people I don't think were around whenever you showed them the bottle opener. If you want to do.
Yeah, let me go. Let me go show you what he just did to the latest expensive bottle opener.
The nice bottle opener that I had.
You broke off both the handles?
You didn't see that when I came back in? I was just trying to get the other handle to unstuck and I broke the other one.
Oh, for God's sakes. So this, ladies and gentlemen, was previously a fully assembled cork bottle opener.
There you go, ahead of the way.
Yeah. These were the handles that were attached to it. He snapped off the first one, and he's like, okay, gonna get it unjammed. So now I'm gonna break off the second one. Shit. This is thick metal. It's pot metal, so it's crap. But still. This is ridiculous.
Trying to think of something.
You're just not gonna get it.
It was a little robot, basically. That's what I always used to think about when I was a kid. Those were little robots.
Just break the fucking glass at this point.
But then I'm not gonna have the juicy wine. You missed the point. I won't have wine. I'll have glass. I guess I could eat the glass.
Heat the corkscrew up with a lighter. Get a sword. Put it in the microwave.
Does heating the corkscrew up actually work? Is that a legitimate thing? Put it in the microwave.
Yes, we're going to put it in the microwave, folks.
That I don't think I'm going to do.
Metal and all. Well, that'll really heat it up.
I probably would light it on fire before I would do anything else. I don't know. I feel like lighting cork on fire is a terrible idea. I feel like that would sooner cause a fire in my hand and turn it into a Molotov cocktail.
Yeah, see, Shadow's got it right.
What?
Break the top and filter the glass and drink. Damn straight, that's what I'm saying.
But there's still glass particles in it.
Not if you filter it.
Even if you filter it, I think. I don't know. I still wouldn't.
Really?
I still wouldn't.
You just get like a coffee strainer or something.
I think I have one of those here.
Fuck, I don't know what you have.
Nothing! Have you seen this? Look at the emptiness in this house.
I don't know, man.
You've been here for, I don't know, how many weeks have you been doing this?
We'll get some paper towels or some shit.
I do have paper
You
towels.
do have paper towels.
Shit, at this point, I'm going to take those damn drill bits and... You know what?
Oh my God.
What am I going to do? That's what we're going to do.
You're just going to drill the cork out?
Yep.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, but I'm going to have cork in here. But I'd rather have cork than glass.
So do it on stream, man. Let the people see. He's got the drill, ladies and gentlemen. He's getting drill bits right now. This has become a freaking event. Like I said, that's what she said. Oh my god. Very large drill bit. Harpy has transformed past Super Saiyan into Super White Guy.
What?
It's a Shadow saying. You've transformed from Super Saiyan to Super White Guy. Oh, for God's sakes. This is not going to end well.
I'm gonna try a couple more tugs on this though.
Let me scoot back for you elbow me in the face or some shit.
Don't be scared, Kenneth. Come on now. Real men love to get elbowed in the face.
So your brakes folks, you can't see it, but I'm standing well far away from this from this car crash.
Train wreck, car crash, all the same.
All the same.
I mean, I've got a lot more of the cork out when I was pulling on it, but I don't know.
Just take the hammer, just cut it, just break it.
No.
You got nice marble right here. I'm sure it can hold up to a little.
Nah, my mom would be so pissed off. That's what's gonna go in the garage. The garage is all cement. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
See, that's what I was saying, is that one of us would hold the bottle, the other the hammer. And then he's like, nah, he's gonna throw me across a room by some magic.
Yeah, here we go. We got more of the cork out.
Yeah, you have.
It's like a universal strongman competition. Use operate Manuel force. This is the shittiest thing ever.
Yeah, this is. He doesn't understand leverage. Call the fire department.
Call the fire department.
Yes, it's that desperate. We need to get the fire department drunk with us.
We need more able-bodied men.
We need a little more force.
We need more force, yes.
You're just gonna break that off in there.
Yeah, no.
With how you much you're betting on metal, surprised it isn't broken already.
Same here. You know what?
One now.
There, we go deeper.
Oh, God. Yes.
You want to close that? The door for this?
Yeah.
Alright, so that's in there. I just want to make sure I have a firm grip of everything.
Folks, do you have any lube on hand? He buys box wine from now on. Yes, probably.
Oh, the box wine is so terrible.
It is. It's the kind of thing your 70-year-old mother would get.
Oh, shit.
Not that you're 70 years old, but I'm just saying. Somebody's
It's pretty terrible. Alright.
Oh, gosh, we've reached this point, folks. He's just going to use the drill now.
I'm giving up.
Are you just giving up? Or are you going to use the drill?
No, I'm going to use the drill.
Oh, God, folks. He's going to use the drill now to get these things open. This is ridiculous. Because you guys seem like the type to totally enjoy fine wines. Damn, you stretched out that.
Huh?
You are really insistent. Come on.
Yep. I want the juicy goodness.
Shadow's like, I've clipped him struggling with the bottle.
You what?
Shadow clipped you whenever you're struggling with the bottle.
Yeah.
Hey, he wants to do this all his own. I mean, he's got it, probably.
Oh,
he did it! Ladies and gentlemen! The man of the hour!
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He got this thing open and only spilled a little bit on it.
Alright. I got it! And I didn't even have to drill. I just cleaned off the thing and ripped it out.
Enjoying the spoils of war.
Victory. Tastes like victory.
Oh, The stream was better when you were trying to open the bottle.
Do what?
People are saying the stream was better when we were trying to open the bottle. Disappointed! Shadow's posted the clip of you.
Where?
In the chat.
Well, at the very least, it tastes good.
Maybe we should just do that. Maybe the chats are like, open more bottles.
Ultimate wine bottle opening competition.
See how fast you can chug the bottle.
Oh lord. I mean, I'll do more things for subs. Money talks.
There's two of us, yes?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, damn, we just got that everywhere.
Well, no, I'm just cleaning up. I just got the whole toilet.
Ooh.
What?
No.
We didn't even need to use this.
I know. I'm sure y'all are all disappointed that we didn't even have to use the drill.
Is that you one? It wasn't you one.
It was, yes. Now what? Now what?
Now back to the news.
Yes, now back to your regularly scheduled news. Oh yeah.
That's the worst thing ever.
I mean, shit, you spent like...
I broke like two... I mean, I almost broke this one. Surprisingly, this little thing held up better than that.
I mean, yeah, I suppose so.
Jeez. Alright guys, want some?
Sure. Let's enjoy what it took. I don't need to acknowledge that last comment. The chats are like suck each other's dicks.
Whoa. No.
And I'm like, no chat, I'm not even gonna acknowledge that.
Not here. But yeah. This is Moscato d'Asti of whoever. What is it? I don't even know. Castillo di Odio? I have no idea. There's some
It's all out of focus. Too much.
cork in there. It's like on the top, so it's a little bit close to it. It's alright. A little bit of cork never hurt you. I'm sure it's all out of focus. But it is wine.
It's like, move slower, that's a bit too quick.
Shake hands. Alright, Kenneth. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. You almost made me knock over the wine. I would have been thoroughly pissed. Shit. Take that from you. There we go. Test.
To victory.
To victory. Pretty good though.
It's quite good.
Yeah. I was saying, this was my last bottle. Like hell I was gonna let it go to waste like that.
That was an event.
And a half. Heavy petting. Chuck it. Negatory. Have not seen which Star Wars? I've seen Star Wars. I haven't seen the new Star Wars.
Yeah, I haven't seen the latest one.
Alright. So you did the Michigan thing. Alright. So now we're on to the Bloody Nose Strike?
No, I'm still finishing up on
the Attorney General.
Yeah, the Attorney General.
Alright.
Yep. But in the good news on the Attorney General story that I don't care about, the Michigan Attorney General's office filed a lawsuit to get the money back from ATRS.
Okay.
Seeks the restitution civil penalties up to $10,000 per violation.
What gets a report? What? What's going on? What's up, Shadow?
I don't know. Something. It's like, don't be homophobic. But folks, side message to this story. You gotta remember, in this Christmas season, it's a time of giving. And we encourage you here to donate your no longer needed clothes items to places like Goodwill, the Salvation Army, or your local shelters or crisis centers to help the less fortunate in need. I know as Americans we often buy a lot of clothes we don't really need or wear too often, or we outgrow them, or get
Apparently I
fits and
destroyed
such.
my fingers somehow.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me though. Then. So, if you have the time and the clothing you're not really wearing, whatever, donate it and help people.
Do that. Be good humans or something. I don't know.
Yep, be good people.
I sent you the
I could say like a whole be excellent to each other. Open account biscuits. I don't know, man. Maybe we should just appease the chat and just become a thing opening channel.
Oh, a thing opening.
So we do just opening. We're not unboxing things.
I mean, I did an unboxing video for like one of my first loot crates.
True. But no, we're just opening things. Just things people struggle with.
Things people struggle with. Then it will devolve. Eventually, it'll devolve into such rage-inducing thing. I'm gonna have a sledgehammer. I'm gonna have the halberd. I'm gonna. All right, chat. However many votes for the sledgehammer, however many votes for the halberd, and then
people would go for
those.
that.
Oh, probably. But see, I would need a lot more income.
It's
than
a
I
Blue
have.
Yeti microphone.
What's going on?
Silly Goose wanted to know what kind of mic we used. Open up a little packet thing with a butter knife.
What's this? Have bubbles in my hair in the last 50 years.
Surprised these people are coming from Mixer.
Yeah, I know, right? Where did all these people come from all of a sudden?
Dunno.
I don't understand.
And I can't help you with that question.
No idea.
Anyways, you want to cover this, the first story for you?
Come here, you. Is it the first story for me? I just want a cat. She's being needy. But yes. He's watching. I will cover the first story. U.S. reportedly wants a bloody nose strike against North Korea. After months of resolutely declaring that it cannot and will not tolerate a nuclear armed North Korea, the U.S. is reportedly planning a bloody nose attack to send Pyongyang a message. The Trump administration had dramatically stepped up preparations for a military response to North Korea's nuclear provocations, as we all know.
Yes, as we've covered it previously with all the
Multiple
bad
times.
missiles, submarines and such.
Yep. Those possible responses include destroying a launch site before North Korea could test a missile and targeting a stockpile of weapons, according to the Telegraph. I mean, that makes reasonable sense. Although I figure that would actually be war.
I mean, that's a provocation of war. They don't
Yeah.
declare war for doing that.
Unless war were declared. The
War
Pentagon
was
is trying to find options that would allow them to punch the North Koreans in the nose, get their attention, and show that we're serious. A former U.S. security official briefed on policy told the Telegraph. There are political reasons the U.S. can't just blow up a North Korean missile launch site. As Jeffrey Lewis, the director of East Asia Non-Proliferation Program at the Middlebury Institute of International Studies, said on Twitter, "Mobile missiles don't need launch sites, Donald." Aha! Good jab, Mr. Trump there. Instead of using designated launch sites, North Korea puts its missiles on mobile launchers, some of which have treads to launch from offload locations.
Which they do.
I know, but most of them are wheels, and they can still launch from off-road locations.
Yeah, I mean, they can launch them from pretty much anywhere. That's the problem.
Well, I mean, everybody can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The U.S. does have tools to give North Korea a bloody nose. Yeah. Short of blowing up a launch site, which could kill officers and possibly Kim Jong-un, as he usually watches launches from close by, the U.S. could attempt to intercept North Korea's next missile launch. That would probably be like the most, diplomatic, I guess.
Well, it'd certainly mess up their testing. Yeah. That's all this is just testing to make sure that these missiles work.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Destroying North Korean missiles during launch would rob Pyongyang of valuable testing and could ensure it never tests an ICBM at full range, meaning it could never fully be confident in its ability to hit the U.S. Well, they could just YOLO launch, but they've already launched like super long-range missiles or whatever.
Yeah,
already.
But they've only done it once.
Yeah. But,
I mean, this is so stupid. I mean, this whole bloody nose, give North Korea a bloody nose tactic. I mean, it's a provocation in itself that if they do anything here, that North Korea could declare war. And then they take it out on Japan and South Korea, and Guam, of course. This is just, I don't know, this is just a stupid plan from the United States. In lighter news, Mexico is planning to legalize marijuana-based products for sale next year.
Interesting.
Marijuana will legalize the sale of marijuana-based medicines, foods, drinks, cosmetics, and other products early next year, its health regulator said on Wednesday, bringing some forms of cannabis into legal commerce, even as the country struggles with the illicit drug trade. Arturo Tornel, spokesman for the health regulator Corfepris, said that the agency plans to formally establish the regulations for pot-based goods within days. That's very fast. Allowing those items to enter the Mexico market as soon as a month later. Wow, that's freaking high-speed rail kind of going with that. Damn. Everybody else here in the States, like, we'll give it like a year to figure out what we're going to do. But Mexico's like, nah, fuck that shit. Days.
Probably because of influence from cartels. I don't know.
Could be. Legalization has stirred debate as Mexico grapples to curb drug trafficking, a major income source for the violent drug cartels that have killed 140,000 people over the last decade. That's crazy.
Wow. That's pretty bad.
Argentina, Chile, Colombia, Peru, and Puerto Rico have legalized medical marijuana. And Uruguay blazed the trail in 2013 by becoming the first country...
Blazed the trail? Pun intended.
Become the first country in the world to allow commercial cultivation and distribution of marijuana.
Gus has game, apparently. Interesting. Another one of the good old mixer trolls. UN votes resoundingly to reject Trump's recognition of Jerusalem as capital. That's good. This is another story in continuing news we covered a couple weeks ago about Trump going on and basically saying that the U.S. is going to recognize...
Last week.
Was it last week?
It was 2 weeks.
It was 2 weeks ago.
It was 2 weeks.
When it popped up the first time.
Yeah.
But basically, the United States is going to recognize Jerusalem as the
capital of Israel.
Yeah.
And that's created a huge international backlash.
Yep. As
we covered last week, the Muslim world was inflamed by the declaration. And this week, very quickly, this week the UN Security Council brought up to vote to reject the United States' claim that Jerusalem is the capital. The United States vetoed it, and because the United States is a permanent member, they can veto any damn thing they like, and it's killed. Until it comes to the General Assembly. Continue
on. The United Nations General Assembly has delivered a stinging rebuke to Donald Trump. Well, yeah, obviously. Voted by a huge majority to reject his unilateral recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital. The vote came after redoubling of threats by Nikki Haley, the U.S. ambassador to the UN, who said that Washington would remember which countries disrespected America.
Yeah, and if I may, Nikki Haley is a fucking idiot. She's just so stupid.
the staff that's currently in any sort of position of power. Fucking idiots.
Yeah, but she's especially so. She just annoys me to no end. And she's like, America will remember, we're going to take names of all the countries who vote against us, and we will remember it. Like, Nikki Haley, shut the fuck up, you crazy bitch. Like, the days of American, world leadership are coming to an end under Donald Trump. With his many stupid policy decisions.
I hope that doesn't actually happen. I hope they just kind of just stop, just ignore Trump, and then do whatever they need to do until the meantime.
Yeah, but they won't. I mean, Trump is our country's diplomat to the world. What he says and does affects policy. And, I don't know, it just annoys the hell out of me because it's so tactless as a diplomat to say such a thing like that. To think you can bully world governments because you're just the United States.
Well, I mean, which is kind of relevant, but usually most presidents don't do it openly. They do it through some backroom shit.
Yeah, it's a lot more behind the scenes, but Trump and Haley are just like in your face, just, we're going to do these things, and it's so tactless.
You know what's funny? Because some of the questions on those job applications ask whether I have tact or not, like, for the referrals.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, do you have tact? I was like, I don't know. I have at least more tact than that.
Yeah.
Despite the warning, 128 members voted on Thursday, today, I assume,
yes,
in favor of the resolution supporting the long-standing international consensus that the status of Jerusalem, which is claimed as capital by both Israel and the Palestinians, can only be settled as an agreed final issue in a peace deal. Countries which voted for the resolution included major recipients of U.S. aid such as Egypt, Afghanistan, and Iraq. Although largely symbolic, the vote in emergency session of the world body had been the focus of days of furious diplomacy by both the Trump administration and Israel, including Trump's threat to cut U.S. funding to countries that did not back U.S. recognition. But only 9 states, including the United States and Israel, voted against the resolution. The other countries that supported Washington were Togo, Micronesia, Nauru, Palau, Marshall Islands, Guatemala, and Honduras. Those are like 3 of those countries I've never heard of. Or 3 of those states, I guess, rather. I don't even know if they're countries.
They're countries.
Are they really?
Yeah. They just refer to them as states, but they're countries.
Well, I know that's how that works, but they can also be a state and not be a country. By the governing laws of geography and how states work. But anyway, 35 countries abstained, including 5 EU states. 22 of the 28 EU countries voted for the resolution, including the UK and France. Germany, which in the past has abstained on measures related to Israel, also voted in favor. 35 countries abstained, including the 5 EU states and other U.S. allies, including Australia, Canada, Colombia, and Mexico. Ambassadors from several abstaining countries, including Mexico, used their time on the podium to criticize Trump's unilateral move.
Yeah, because as we've said, this will destroy the United States' role in peace talks. And the Palestinians already didn't like us because they assumed we were on Israel's side, which they were correct in that.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just going to make it more so. I mean, they're calling repeatedly that the United States can no longer broker a peace deal, which I can completely understand.
Yeah. I mean, we only... I don't need to go into that. The Palestinians...
It's our job to go into it, so what were you going to say?
Huh?
What were you going to say?
Oh, no, I was going to say, we're holding on the side of whoever pays us more, whoever gives us stuff or whatever. We don't really necessarily care about.
Well, no, we're with Israel because it's a religious thing.
That too, but I'm pretty sure there's more.
No. It's more because it's a religious thing. That's literally the majority of it. Part of the religion is that Israel must control Jerusalem for the second coming to happen.
Is that really a thing?
That's really a thing that they believe.
Huh.
And that's really why they want Israel just to control all of the land, to have no Palestine.
Weird.
Because because Israel must control Jerusalem, so that way the second coming of Christ can happen, and such and such. So, yeah, they're crazy.
Yeah.
And they're the ones controlling our diplomacy and politics.
Well, I mean, I've always talked about how there is no such thing as separation of church and state these days. It really mostly isn't.
No, there is in a lot of places. I mean, the people, our representatives do not have that, even though they should.
Yeah. Well, even a lot of state senators don't have it, too.
No, so I was just saying. Our representatives.
Representatives.
Well, I mean the people who represent us, including the senators.
Okay. There you go. That makes more sense. Our democratic...
Our elected officials.
Yes, our elected officials. Yep. The Palestinians' UN envoy, Riyad Mansour, described the result as a massive setback for the U.S. Yep. They made it about them. Yep. Mansour told AFP. They did not make it about Jerusalem. So when you make it about them, and to only be able to get 9 votes to say no to it, I think it was a complete failure for their campaign. Which is true.
Absolutely right. Yeah.
The next story is interesting.
Is that Jesus? Am I Jesus? Tune in at 11.
What? Story.
Anyways, in a continuing update to our Rohingya coverage, Myanmar bars the UN rights investigator before the visit. The UN independent investigator into human rights in Myanmar called on Wednesday for stronger international pressure to be exerted onto Myanmar's military commanders after being barred from visiting the country for the rest of her tenure. Yang Hee Lee, UN Special Rapporteur, had been due to visit in January to assess the human rights across Myanmar, including alleged abuses against the Rohingya Muslims in the Rakhine state. But Myanmar had told her that she was no longer welcome, she said, adding in a statement that suggested something terribly awful was happening in the country. She said it was alarming that Myanmar was so strongly supported by China, which has a veto in the UN's top table in New York, the UN Security Council. Other countries included in the United States and human rights groups were advocating for targeted sanctions on the military, she said. UN High Commissioner for Human Rights Zaid Rad El Hussein has called the violence a textbook example of ethnic cleansing, and said he would not be surprised if the court eventually ruled that genocide had taken place. They have said that they have nothing to hide, but their lack of cooperation with my mandate and fact-finding mission suggests otherwise, she said, which is absolutely correct. As we've covered in numerous stories, and as we've declared here on this channel, that there is a genocide going on of the Rohingya people in Burma, or Myanmar, either way.
Myanmar.
And it's despicable that the world is watching where this happens and is doing nothing to really stop.
I don't think has it been covered on our news? Like real news? Like mainstream news?
It's been covered on mainstream news.
Has it?
That's where I get these stories. They may not be covered on, like, television.
That's what I'm talking about.
But they're covered on, like, the channels themselves.
Mm.
Like
I mean, like, I haven't seen them, I haven't heard anything about them being covered on, like, news stations.
Like CNN, the BBC, The Guardian.
Do they?
They're like I said, they're covering it on their website, whether they're covering it on their news channel on TV,
or whether or not they're advertising and pushing it, like through the advertisements. Because, like, I could see advertisements of news things sometimes in some places,
yeah,
that sort of thing. I've never seen it come up. It's not even trending anywhere.
Yeah, people don't really care. But that's why we cover it.
I don't know. Oh yeah, I spilled alcohol on my cat. She's horrible. She's just happy because she gets to sit in my lap. And you said cats don't love people.
They don't. They're going to eat he's going to eat your body when it's dead. When you're dead.
No. I doubt it.
Anyways.
On to the next story. Ah, yes. North Korean soldier defects across demilitarized zone. So, before I start reading the story, is this a different one?
Another one.
Oh. AKA, they're like, fuck this shit, I'm out, motherfucker. Which I don't see why not. A young, low-ranking North Korean soldier defected to South Korea across a demilitarized zone between the two countries early Thursday morning, South Korea said. I wonder if it's the dude that was caught going across the line.
No.
No, that would be hilarious.
Remember, all the soldiers were replaced?
Yeah.
So he wouldn't probably be able to get close enough to the border.
Maybe. Either that or he stole away and got there somehow and ran across.
Maybe, but I doubt it.
Yep. Soldier aged, in his late teens or early 20s, was carrying a personal firearm when he crossed the DMZ in heavy fog just after 8 a.m. local time.
Which is a good time to do it, I guess, considering they wouldn't be able to see him.
Yep. No shots were fired during the latest defection, South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff said. However, more than 1 hour later, around 9:30 a.m., South Korean soldiers fired 20 warning shots as North Korean soldiers appeared to search for the defector. The defector in custody, he's in custody and is likely being questioned as authorities investigate the reasons behind his defection and seek other information about his life in one of the world's most reclusive states. In total, 4 members of the North Korean military have defected to South Korea since the beginning of 2017, including 2 in June. Prior to this year, there had only been 4 defections from North Korea's armed forces in the past 5 years. 1 in 2016, 1 in 2015, and 2 in 2012.
They were even saying, an expert on North Korea who defected, that the soldiers themselves, which are supposed to be well treated, actually don't even get food. They were saying that North Korean soldiers were so malnourished that they were having trouble standing. It was that bad. And when it's that bad for the military, you know that country doesn't have anything because they pride themselves on having one of the largest militaries in the world, with 7 million soldiers and like 3 million in reserve.
Jeez. Do they actually have that many, or are they just saying that?
They probably have that many.
Weird.
I mean, most of the country is forced service.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's 18 to like 23 or something, 24. It's forced service.
Yeah, it's conscription, basically.
Yeah.
Or it is conscription,
So. Anyways. So in tragic news out of Australia. Flinders Street car attack in Melbourne. The driver arrested and many have been injured. A man who deliberately drove a car into a Melbourne crowd, injuring 19 people, is a 32-year-old with a history of drug use and mental illness, police say. The Australian...
Barnett, is that you? No.
The Australian citizen of Afghan descent was driving alone when he crashed a white Suzuki Grand Vitara.
I don't even know what the hell it is.
Don't know either. Just a Suzuki.
It's Suzuki.
I'm guessing it's kind of like an SUV.
Maybe. I don't know. Suzuki makes pretty shit cars.
Into a pedestrian at high speed outside Flinders Street Station on Thursday at 4:41 p.m. He's under investigation. He's under police guard in St. Vincent's Hospital as police continue their fluid investigation into what they allege was a deliberate act. Speaking on Thursday, Victoria Police Acting Chief Commissioner Shane Patton said the driver was known for historical assault matters, but was not on bail. He is yet to be interviewed. So a person with a history of various assaults wasn't under any kind of watch. We understand that he's on a mental health plan and receiving treatment for mental illness. We're working to clarify that. The incident's not being treated as a terror investigation at this time, despite it being supported by counterterrorism teams. Which I guess that's just a default for any mass casualty or injury thing that you bring into counterterrorism to.
Well, like we talk about here, like everybody likes to label everything as terrorism, but the dictionary definition of terrorism is...
I mean, a lot of what they label as, it is terrorism.
Well, the dude who the Las Vegas shooter wasn't a terrorist. As far as I know, he didn't have any political motivation.
No, he didn't. They still don't have the motivation. I was reading a story about that this morning. The FBI still we don't know what his motivation was. Isn't that a scary thought, folks? Somebody could just go out with multiple firearms, shoot a crowd of thousands, injuring hundreds, and they don't know what caused them to do it. Anyways, the incident, etc., etc. 19 people were injured in the seconds of chaos, including a 4-year-old boy who's believed to have had a head injury. 4 are in critical condition, while 15 are reported to be stable. They range from 4 to 83 years old, with some ages still unknown. The 32-year-old driver and another 24-year-old man were arrested at the scene. The 24-year-old was seen filming the incident on his phone and was found to be carrying a bag of knives. Which, that's just a weird thing to be carrying around in the middle of broad daylight, just a bag of knives.
Well, they don't have guns.
I know they don't have guns, but still.
Or,
I'm just saying.
If you know the right people, they have guns. But
if you know the right people, yes, they have guns. Guns are still there.
Yeah.
They're just a lot harder to get a hold of.
Well, I don't know if that's true.
Compared to America.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, shit, I could go anywhere here in this damn tiny-ass town and get a weapon in about 10 minutes.
Well, not right now, but during the day.
Not right now, but during business times.
Yeah. Oh, we can give that a shot.
I don't want to spend the money on a gun now.
There's some cheap ones, I don't know.
Yeah, I know, but still. My money would go to something like technology. Better investment.
I still want to buy a 12-gauge shotgun so I can play around with it. It's cheap. Ammo's for it cheap. It's cheap.
Yeah. So the police said the 24-year-old had been released early Friday morning and that he was expected to be charged with possession of cannabis and a prohibited weapon. Are knives just generally prohibited in Australia or what?
You gotta use your fist. So there's all the videos of people punching kangaroos.
I suppose so. Is that does the Australian government just have nothing to do but just criminalize everything?
I mean, they are all criminals at heart.
That's true.
Kind of.
I mean, people talk about
saying that sounds racist.
People talk about America and how American big government gonna come take XYZ. They're lording over everything. Shit, compared to Australia, we're a goddamn freedom-loving people. But we are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, we don't have health care.
We love our independent definitions of freedom. That's the correct thing.
Except Kinder Eggs, which are horribly illegal.
What? Oh, how Hershey's and all those people got that stuff banned?
Yeah. Basically, so Kinder Eggs, for folks in America who may not know, I'm sure everybody international knows what a Kinder Egg is, but it's basically a little chocolate egg with a little toy hidden inside. Or, whatever.
No, they also banned something else. Oh, Cadbury. They banned Cadbury cream eggs or Cadbury eggs. Whatever, like the entire D of the US.
Yeah, but that was because Hershey's, whatever.
Yeah, that's because what I said. The chocolate companies were like, "Hey, that's not okay," even though there was no reason for it not to be okay.
I don't remember what the reason was on that, but this is a different thing.
The reason was complete bullshit, but yeah.
Yeah. But basically, Kinder Eggs are banned due to a 1922 law outlawing toys and things hidden within food that you couldn't immediately see. So yeah, Kinder Eggs, you can be fined per Kinder Egg upwards of $10,000 and years in jail. It is super ridiculous. Like I was reading a story of a family who went to Canada and tried to bring over 4 Kinder Eggs, and Border Patrol on the way back while they were at the border crossing, they arrested them. They fined them $40,000-$50,000, threatened them with time in jail.
Jeez.
They're fucking insane about it. It's ridiculous. Kinder actually just brought some quasi Kinder Eggs here to America, but it's one half's the chocolate, the other half's a sealed toy, still in the egg shape.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fine. Stupid. And apparently apparently they're not very good compared to actual Kinder Eggs. I don't know. Anyways. So, Sue of Walker's Donuts said we could hear this noise. As we looked left, we saw this white car. It just mauled everybody down. People were flying everywhere. We heard thump, thump. People were running everywhere. Vince, who was working at a shop in Flinders Street Station, rushed to the scene before emergency services arrived. There was no screaming. Just people lying there, he told the AP.
Yeah, because they're Australian. They're like, "Wow, mate." And then they all get up and oi, 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 oi.
Aussie.
No.
They were just holding them and comforting them.
Yeah.
Nice. Moving on to U.S. news.
The most surprising winners from Trump's America's First tax plan are not American. Big shocker there. When President Trump announced in his inauguration speech that he would pursue a policy of America First, some people probably liked it, while others feared it sounded too isolationist or perhaps even xenophobic.
Remember, folks, we're going to manufacture in America first. That's why all of Donald Trump's ties are made in China.
Yep, made in China. But even his most ardent supporters might be taken aback to hear that the president seems to have forgotten his America First pledge in designing his tax plan.
Oh, he did forget, ladies and gentlemen.
Nope, did not forget. The top 1% alone will see a breathtaking $85 billion tax cut in 2019 under the plan. Trump is
you know what we could do with $85 billion? We could fund college for all Americans for, I think, for a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
At a minimum. I mean...
Isn't it only like $3 billion per year?
I think it's $8 billion.
Is it $8 billion?
It's something like that.
That's not too bad.
That's really not. I mean, with the military increase that the military has per year, that $30 billion, we could fund college for all and healthcare probably even.
Yep, maybe.
I mean, it's ridiculous. This bullshit.
Yep.
I mean, Trump's gonna see a tax. Trump's like, I'm not gonna make any money. I'm gonna lose money. Bull fucking shit. You're not gonna pull one over on us.
Well, they're gonna pull one over on
I mean, he's not gonna.
Intelligent, but they're gonna do it anyway.
They're gonna do it anyways. They've already done it.
Yeah, they already did it. The top in 2019 under the plan, Trump is expected to sign this week, which he did sign. I assume the rest of the top 20% would enjoy $140 billion in cuts. The middle class aren't even the next biggest beneficiaries of the Trump's plan, largest say, I guess. I don't know.
Largest.
Whatever. That privilege goes to the investors from other countries who would, as a group, enjoy $48 billion of tax cuts in 2019. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yep.
The middle 20% of the income distribution would see barely half of this haul, with a total tax cut of $25 billion in the same year. And the poorest 40% of Americans would barely get a third of the tax cuts reserved for foreign investors, with an expected tax cut totaling just $16 billion. Trump's choice to make corporate tax cuts the focal point of this plan. The final bill cuts the corporate tax rate from 35% to 21% and introduces a variety of new tax avoidance opportunities for big multinational companies.
Boy.
Oh boy, no more donating to all these charities. No, they're gonna donate to somebody's campaign fund or something. No.
Basically, I need to get like a tax attorney and just like make me a company.
I would like to get money back. I donated $1 to a charity. All right, cool. You get $5,000.
Please, sweet. Donating money? Shit. It's like I made $1 billion. Oh, here's a tax cut just for making money. Do I have to pay anything? No? Here's more money for asking.
We pay you.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, this is ridiculous. 40% of Americans, the bottom 40%. And I say that, but that's damn near half of all Americans.
Which, as we know, from seeing minimum wage be stuck so low forever, that it makes perfect sense.
Yeah. I think barely $16 billion in taxes.
Well, like, the middle class is, like, I think...
The middle class is shrinking dramatically.
Well, it's between, like, 40,000 something to 80,000. That's, like, where
I think it goes upwards to 100,000.
What? It goes up to how much?
100.
Oh. Well, no, I was looking at, like, a website's breakdown of everything.
Let's see. What's considered middle class? Wow, between 30,000 and 100,000 for a family of 3. That's not much at all.
No. Shit, can a family of 3 really live off of 100,000? Like,
what do you mean a family of 3? Yeah, of course a family of 3 could live off 100K.
I mean, I find it hard to live off, like, going to go get 70K. I can't.
So the upper class, to be in the richest 1% nationally, a household needs to have an annual income of at least, basically, $400,000.
Holy shit!
The upper middle class brings in $200,000 plus every year.
Jeez.
Between $100,000 and $200,000. That's the upper middle class. And apparently, It's growing slightly. Oh no, it's shrinking dramatically. Wow, it's quite a lot.
What's shrinking?
The upper middle class.
Well, yeah. I don't know.
Oh no, it is growing. It's growing from 12% to nearly 30%. Anyways, middle class and lower middle class. 41% of American households brought in between 35 and 100,000. 26% of Americans brought in earn more than that, and 32% earn less. So that's essentially the middle class. But the middle class is shrinking. It used to be 50% of the population, and now it's down to 30-something%. And of course, poverty, which is below between 18 and 47,000. It's 14% of the population.
Wait, poverty is 40,000?
For a family of 3.
Oh, okay. So this is all for a family of 3.
This is all for a family of 3.
Yeah, I could easily see that.
The current official poverty threshold of income is 24,000 per year for a family of 4, and 18,000 for a family of 3.
Let me quickly extrapolate some numbers here. What's the current minimum wage?
$7.25.
$7.25.
As they say, you can't survive on $7.25.
All right, so $7.25 is $15,000.
Is poverty.
For one person. But for a family of 3, let's say you and the parent make that, it's $30,000, which is still poverty.
Post taxes, though.
Huh?
Taxes will probably take out 15%. So do times 0.185.
Why 185?
Because that'll
18.5%.
No, 15%.
15% is 0.15.
Yeah, no, but do 0.8. Just do 0.85.
Why 0.85?
Because that's 15% up. That'll give you the number that it would be with 15% taken out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what you're doing it backwards. I usually.
No, that's how I do it.
I do the percentage.
Because that way it just gets me that number, which is what it is. It saves time.
You add the percent that it's not the rest of the 100 or whatever.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
Exactly. So you save a step.
It
But
works.
yeah, so that's just above minimum wage for a family of 4. Or just above poverty.
That's
for a family
above poverty?
Yep. Right there.
How is $25,000 between 4 people above poverty?
Because our poverty line is desperately low.
How do 4 people live off of $25,000?
Not well.
I don't even think at all.
Oh, really? No.
It's
dreadful for health.
This is a 4-person house, right? So this is $1,200 a month. It's divided by, well, I don't know. No, I was going to do that. Shit. 1,200. It's still there. No. Whatever.
You can just change the symbol.
21. So that pays for, in a whole year, it pays for 21 months of rent. So it still pays for almost.
But you got to consider, somebody who's making that much would never buy a house like this. They would also get, like tax credits or housing assistance.
Mm-hmm.
Because my sister,
Section 8.
No, not even that. Housing assistance is different. Because my sister, it's her and her 2 kids, and she gets a large government stipend every month for rent. So she's living in a relatively nice area, like right near the town center. Like, right near the town center. Like, it's a short drive, like 3 minutes.
Like, over there in Richmond?
Yeah.
Huh.
And
it's basically like near Trace somewhere.
Yeah, well, on the other side of it. And like a gated, like, apartments. Like
the apartments that are like right there on the road.
Right there.
Those look decent. Like honestly,
it's decent. Yeah, it's small. Well, hers is small, but it's decent.
Mm-hmm.
And it's normally like $800-900 a month.
That's actually kind of cheap compared to around here.
Compared to around here, yeah.
How
and
many
she's
bedrooms?
paying 2. And she's paying.
Shit, I need to just go move over there.
Yeah, 2 bedroom, 2 bath, and a 1-car garage. I mean, I don't like pulling into garages.
I don't like apartment garages because they're like smaller than your car for the most part.
Yeah, that's why I don't like pulling into it.
We had one at fucking Austin that old douchebag like parked his Camaro into. Actually, no, his girlfriend parked her Challenger into it, and I was like, "Fuck that!" It looked like it barely fit, and I was like,
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, she's only paying because she's on housing assistance or whatever. She's paying like 100 something, 200 something, somewhere in that range, like 250. I think.
That's because she has kids, though, probably.
Yeah, it's because she has kids. Yeah. So a family of 4 would get some serious housing assistance.
Couldn't she also qualify for other like assistance? Like
she gets SNAP and food stamps, and she gets, I think, well, her kids have CHIP, but they're not going to have it much longer.
That's true. I should actually apply for food stamps.
You should, yeah.
I should have done it a long time ago.
Yeah, you should have. But yeah, so you got to consider out of all that. So she's just, one person. She actually doesn't even have a job anymore. She's a full-time student. And she gets ridiculous like student loans that she's never gonna pay back.
Yeah, just student loans, which is depressing because you can't get away from them. Even after you die, the student loan reps will be at your grave and they'll just be like,
"They'll be like,
pay this?
we're
pay this?
No, we're repossessing your headstone.
We're repossessing your body
and your coffin.
We're repossessing everything." They just show up and they're like, "Come on, wave this. All right, everybody, we're repossessing this funeral. Everybody get the hell out."
No, like everybody, done about your wallets. These are ours now.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "This is my money," and then like they have armed guards behind them. Yeah, Publius is different. Ah, gosh. I mean, my plan, and I don't know. I guess because people have generally fucked over. Credit.
Oh.
But
my credit is tanking daily or weekly.
Yeah.
One of my credit scores is the other one isn't. So because I don't have to pay anymore on my student loans because I don't have a job, I pay 0. I'm still accruing interest. I'm still accruing $17 a month. So it's reporting that on my credit that I have like negative equity. It's just plummeting like 2 points per month. Yeah. So that credit score is going to be jacked. I'm going to only have 1 out of the 3 scores that's good when I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
And be like, one of my scores is good, guys. Give me stuff. I plan to try to pay them off eventually.
Yeah.
I want to settle, and I'm probably going to try to settle without all the interest. I'm going to tell them I'm not paying them the interest. Here's all the money I have. Either take it or I'm never paying you, and I'll just let it go for the rest of my life. I'll tell them that. They'll get me on the phone with like some sort of federal officer. Are you telling us that you're never going to pay? Yes. Come get me. Lock me up right now.
They'll throw you in jail for that.
Yeah, no. It's debtor prison.
Debtor prison.
But at least my stuff would be paid for. And I get 3 meals a day. I don't have to worry about working. And it's not like a federal crime. So, all in all, I get to live life.
I suppose so.
I'll just be in prison. I'll come back. What's up, guys? How's it going? I'll just like have random tattoos on my body. Like probably swastika in white. It's just like, what happened here? Yeah, Nazis.
Yeah, there's like 3 teardrops in your ass.
How did you get those?
Killed a man.
I wouldn't ask about the gorier details. Let's just say for my anal virginity.
Oh, you get teardrops. Get it.
Yeah, I know. Well, why would I kill somebody? For my anal virginity. Or because I was bored. Man, there's nothing to do in prison. Dude, just take your shank and go stab that guy over there. I guess we'll just kill him.
How much ramen are you going to give me for this?
Yeah. Go, how about you go see Stabbin' Eddie? Everybody stabs. It's like a weekly ritual. Hey, Stabbin' Eddie. Oh, no, not again. I'm sorry, man. I'm just real bored. I gotta do something here. I'll make sure not to go too deep. It'll only be slight wounds. Maybe some stitches.
Like, you killed that man. I give you his weight in ramen.
I was gonna say I hate ramen, but
it's like the currency in prison, like cigarettes.
Oh, there's other things that people trade in prison.
People
actually trade money.
Chips.
In federal prison. There's actually dollars. Like people pass around USD and stuff like that, and actual cigarettes and stuff because you could buy stuff when you're in prison.
Cigarettes, yeah, but it's not actual cash.
No, in actual cash, you can actually buy stuff. In federal. Depending on like what level of federal it is, like as from what I hear of people that have ended up going to federal pen for reasons or another, that it's pretty easygoing and chill.
Yeah, federal is better than state.
Yeah. If I go to state, I will have to fucking fight for the sanctity of my asshole, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Go to yard. You look real pretty today. Yes, sir.
And of course, everybody has that terrible advice. Go find the biggest, baddest motherfucker you can see out there and beat his ass. And that's how you get killed.
Yep.
Whoever gives that advice is an idiot.
Yep. Alright, so you're gonna talk about this while I pull the video?
Yes. So a dramatic video shows officers saving a dog.
How enhanced is this site for me? Jesus fucking Christ.
Enhanced!
What is
So a 1-year-old
Okay.
Oh my god. We got a
400%?
we got a de-enhance.
What happened? That's pretty funny.
A police officer in Mercer County, New Jersey, risked his own safety to save a dog who fell through the ice at a pond. Nessie, a 1-year-old Rottweiler, really enjoys chasing her pet ducks in the backyard, but the canine game turned into a life-or-death situation last week.
Rottweiler really enjoys chasing her pet ducks in the backyard pond here in Hopewell Township, New Jersey. But this canine game turned into a life-or-death situation last week.
Stole my line.
You can see here in this police body camera video, Niesel is struggling to get out of the
No.
water,
No.
trapped by ice.
There was absolutely no way that she could get out herself.
Owner Carolyn Woolley says she was frantic and freezing. She called police. Partners Officer George Peterson and Officer Robert Voorhees rushed to the scene on Pennington-Harborton Road.
They were trying to blow up a raft, and the officer said, "I'm not waiting, tie a rope around my waist."
The officers say as soon as they saw Niesel go under, they knew they had to go in. No coat, no life jacket, no protection from the icy waters.
We could tell she was getting tired. I was able to get the collar of the dog and hold on to it. And I had told him before, I said, when I get the dog, just yank me back in.
And the dog basically thought it was a great time running around afterwards.
You can see Woolley give Officer Voorhees a big hug after the rescue.
Thank you, and thank you. I cannot thank you enough. I am just so impressed with the fact that, his first thought was the dog.
Despite the cold, Niesel is still determined to beat her ducks to the other side of the pond. And in case you are wondering, the ducks are regulars, named Jim and Joe, all happy to play another day. In Hopewell Township, New Jersey, Meg Baker, CBS 2 News.
Decent.
That's a good feel-good story right there. The police doing a good thing for a citizen. See, that's the kind of thing people used to expect from their police, is that when there was emergency, even something like this, they could call their police officers and they'd come out and help them.
I just saw something so triggering that I just want to...
What?
Nothing. We'll get to it. I'll get to it. The rants are coming, baby. The rants are coming. I was ranting all fucking day. I'm ready. Alright, there you go. Continue. Yeah.
Guess I'm taking this one as well.
Well, I mean, that was a video. That doesn't really count so much.
I
stole a line from the video.
I did the entire Christmas
Did you
section.
do the entire Christmas section?
Yeah, pretty much. Fine. Listen to Memphis defies state ban to remove 2 Confederate statues.
No! The South rise again!
Whee! So Memphis has become the latest U.S. city to remove Confederate monuments, taking down 2 statues overnight. Always overnight.
Did you? No, you didn't cover all the Christmas news. Most of it was video. And I covered the bell ringer, dude. So no, you didn't. The only thing you covered was like the end. You covered this right here. You continue to stay on this because of the bottle opening thing. You didn't cover anything extra than I did, so screw you.
Well, I did too. I covered that story right there.
Okay, you covered one extra. Yeah, Kevin.
You want me to go back? I will show. Oh,
boom!
We will snap. I will snip this video down, and I will show you exactly what I covered. Anyways, the likenesses of rebel leaders Jefferson Davis and Nathan Bedford Forrest were gone hours after the city.
Isn't that somebody that John that I'm gonna call him John the Trooper likes? I think he talked about Nathan.
Probably
Bedford Forrest
Nathan
before.
Bedford Forrest. If memory serves, started the KKK. Was a founding member of it.
I think so. Yeah.
Of course, Trooper would look up to him.
I haven't seen Trooper Ride in a while. We got Crucifix back, though, at least for a little bit.
Yeah. Anyways, when the hell is the Trooper showing up, though? It is his Christmas holiday as well. Fucking hell, Trooper, get back into the damn Discord.
He popped up and said like something at some point. He types in this with, I haven't seen him actually talking.
Yeah, he's around occasionally. Anyways, earlier this month, Tennessee State denied the City Council's bid to get rid of the monuments, so the City Council voted to unanimously sell the downtown parkland, paving the way for the statue's removal. Memphis Mayor Jim Strickland said in a statement that history is being made in Memphis now.
Wait. They denied the City Council's bid to get rid of the monuments.
Yeah.
And so they sold it.
Yeah, they sold the land that the monuments were on. So because their city no longer owned the monument on the land, they had to get rid of the monument.
That's so anal.
Hey, that's one way to get rid of shit.
Fucking loopholes, man.
If you no longer own it, well, you gotta get rid of it.
Well, I mean, you don't have to get rid of it. The person that buys the property can choose what to do with it normally.
Well, I think they were just buying the property, not the statues. So they would have had to get. So that's why they had to get rid of it.
That's not how that works. When you buy a property, you get everything that's on the property. If the person before it.
Well, I'm sure it was worked out something to do. But basically, they sold the property that the statues were on for like $1,500. I mean,
was it just like a 1 foot? You know, however big the statue is.
I don't know how big it was exactly, but I assume that they were the company they worked out a deal with. Like, we're gonna sell you this land so we can get rid of these statues. Buy it on the cheap. Here you go. Have at it. I'm sure that's what happened. They just worked it out.
Speaking of which, I noticed that, like, I think the city bought that burnt out house off Hammond. Because, like, it had been burnt out forever. And people were there working on it, and there was a for sale sign on it. And now I see city trucks over there removing the foundation, like, removing it and clearing the land. So I'm like, did the city buy it from somebody? Like, what could have happened? I guess. Either that or somebody bought it from that person and they just called the city, hey, city, can you just fix this? We'll make it a... Oh, you know what? City might have bought it, they might turn it into a park. That's actually probably what they might be doing.
Could be, yeah. These statues no longer represent who we are as a modern, diverse city with momentum. The mayor said that Memphis Green Space had agreed to keep the parks open to the public and maintain them. The Sons of the Confederate Veterans, however, said in a Facebook post about the land sale, this is a fix and a scam. And if the state has one hair on its ass, then people will be charged with felonies. That is so Southern.
I mean, it is definitely it is pretty sketchy.
No, I mean, the deal is super sketch, but I mean, it's probably all legal. So really not much anybody can do about it. Confederate statues have become a lightning rod in recent months for the national debate of race and politics. But, yeah, they got away with it. So now the monuments are being kept and preserved somewhere in a hidden location.
Chopped up, destroyed. Not part of your next countertop.
I mean, in my opinion, and we've talked about this, you know, a museum should really be created just to house a lot of these monuments. So that way the objective truth of the Civil War from both sides can be represented fairly and appropriately.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I agree that, like, destroying the statues and all this other shit's not the way to go.
I don't think any of them are destroying them, because they are historical monuments. I think they're just keeping them somewhere in storage.
I don't know if that's necessarily true. I don't know if some of them have been properly removed and placed somewhere else.
Like, there are some crazy SJWs that are bringing them, that have brought down... that have brought down monuments improperly. Anyways, take it away in tech news.
All right, on to triggering news. Comcast, Cox, Frontier, all raising internet access rates for 2018. Now, I'm going to stop here for a moment. Hey, Hotshot, if you ever watch this, that's your company right there. The whole, net neutrality, it's going to make more monopoly, it's going to make more,
freedom.
It's going to give them more
encourage
competition.
Incentivizing breaking into new markets.
The government should stay out of, the federal government should stay out of the internet, the utilities or the ISPs or whatever. Yeah. No. Anyway, So angering. Because
Is he-
everybody else that said that, Milo and what is it, Ben Shapiro, when I watch their videos, they all say the same thing. They're like, but it's bad for the federal government to have it because it leaves no room for innovation and all this other stuff. And I'm like,
Hotshot against net neutrality?
I think so. He's against the government doing anything.
The government's not doing anything. The entire point of net neutrality was to prevent the ISPs from doing bad shit.
It's proposed by the FCC, which is kind of the federal government, but it's not. It's an agency. It's headed by somebody appointed by the federal government, but it is not the federal government.
No, I mean, it is a part of the federal government. You can call it the federal government because it is a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would consider the FCC the federal government because it is a branch of it.
I think it's a branch. I think it's a standalone agency.
You know what I mean.
It's a standalone agency with appointed people.
Yeah, exactly. It's
but
an
none
agency.
of them are voted.
No, none of them are voted in. It's appointed. They're appointed by the president.
Yeah. Well, they're appointed by the president appoints the director or whatever. Then he appoints other people or whatever.
No. The president just appoints people to the chairman or to the.
I'm pretty sure he appoints the chair, but the chair gets other people on. The chair chooses the other.
I don't
people.
think so.
Because that's why there was
No, because Obama actually brought in Ajit Pai, but he wasn't the chairman. A different person, Tom Wheeler, was the chairman.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Obama also brought in Tom Wheeler. And then Tom Wheeler left. And then Ajit Pai became the chairman. So we've Obama to thank for Ajit Pai.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. I mean, I guess he was for... I don't know what Ajit Pai was doing at that point. I have no idea. Was he appointed by Obama? Or appointed by Obama?
He was appointed by Obama, I believe.
Either way. Yeah, this is... I'm going to probably preface this saying, and I'm going to call it now. I'm sure this is the beginning of the ISPs actually fucking people over.
You should see the next story.
Huh? Oh, yeah, I saw that. Did you see the one that AT&T's doing the same thing?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Good. Because anyway, I'll cover that too. But it's, I don't know, it's silly and it's stupid. But anyway, at least 3 major ISPs have already announced significant price hikes for 2018. News of the increases come just days after the FCC voted to roll back net neutrality protections. The timing of this couldn't be worse. But maybe that's not a concern for major ISPs. Accordingly, at least 3 major ISPs have now announced rate hikes for 2018. That is January 2018. So customers have very little time to react, modify their plans, or even cancel their accounts. And see, this is where the part of the point is if you have a contract with a secured rate, you're good.
Well, I don't know, because there's probably clauses in the contract.
Yes and no, because it's like with AT&T. AT&T has your rate can't go up until the end of whatever your original contract.
I'm sure they probably increase some sort of fees or taxes or something.
Maybe. Well, I've checked mine
they can say technically
they can't increase mine for fiber.
Yeah, because I'm sure they could say, well, your plan hasn't increased, but there are additional fees, support fees, carrier fees, lines, transmission fees.
Who knows?
Like your electricity bill.
That includes rates for conventional cable TV, but also a range of internet-based services. Even Comcast's streaming TV service, Instant TV, barely a year old, is seeing price hikes, Bode noted. Users that subscribe to the service can expect to pay $3 to $3.50 more per month in the new year. That's actually quite a lot of money. Both DirecTV and Dish are enacting heavy increases for most packages in 2018. At this stage, we're not sure if packaged internet deals are getting affected, at least for 2018. Eventually, we're betting they will. We haven't seen any changes from Charter, Verizon, and AT&T's Uverse, but maybe they're waiting till after Christmas. Probably.
Yeah, but basically all of these rates are increasing. Like it's at 3 to 5.
Related to this, Comcast is giving its employees $1,000 bonuses because net neutrality is dead. Comcast today has announced that it would be doling out $1,000 employee bonuses in response to the Federal Communications Commission's repealed net neutrality rules last week, as well as the Senate's House's passing of the Republican tax reform bill, poised to provide a substantial windfall to wealthy Americans and corporations. Following the net neutrality repeal, Comcast is unwilling to say it would never block or throttle content or offer paid fast lanes, which it wasn't following the net neutrality repeal. It was during the beginning of them even talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, hell, we covered this. We covered the story where Comcast, like a week before the vote, got rid of an important section of their net neutrality, like little web page.
Yep. Comcast says it plans to spend in excess of $50 billion over the next 5 years, investing in infrastructure and building out physical broadband plants and funding entertainment ventures in TV and film.
Yeah, that's what they've been saying for decades. We're going to spend $50 billion, $60 billion, $1 trillion. We're building fiber networks across America. You're going to have fiber, and you're going to have fiber, and you're going to have fiber. And then what do you have? Dial-up, DSL.
The news coincides with AT&T's similar announcement today that it plans to give 200,000 employees $1,000 in bonuses, each in response to tax reform. AT&T did not mention the FCC or net neutrality, but as an ISP, the company stands to benefit in ways similar to Comcast.
Wouldn't it be hilarious?
How many employees do they have? They have well over 200,000 employees.
Yeah, but I'm sure it's probably only certain upper-ranking employees.
Probably. So there's got to be a catch there, which is insane. Now, I can, however, say that AT&T, in our area at least, has been semi-working. I feel like they were just testing things. I see them out all the time working on fiber lines. I think the fiber infrastructure here is like already janked. I don't know. I see them out daily, parked on roads, working in like the mainline fiber node boxes. That's why I'm like, why are you guys always working every day? I understand if you're at somebody's house installing, but you shouldn't be at those boxes every day unless things aren't working right.
I suppose so.
I mean, my fiber works most of the time. Sometimes, like the last couple of weeks ago, like my internet was janking out really bad. Like I'd lose, connection to DNS or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or I think I lost my connection to like whatever AT&T node I was connected to, and it would just die. Now the weird thing about it is, as Highkick has seen, whenever he lost an internet connection, like when they didn't pay for it, Steam stays up no matter what. But everything else is a connection.
Probably because that whole DNS business, because Steam probably uses IP addresses.
Maybe.
And since it uses IP addresses and there's no DNS to go through.
That or Steam's weird ports aren't filtered by AT&T.
Possibly.
Because that's part, well, not by AT&T only, but whoever he uses up there. Because like that's how, internet providers, when they shut off your service, they don't shut off your service. Your line that's connecting to wherever is still connected. It doesn't go away. But you just get like this, basically man-in-the-middle attack on all of your data where it just pops up a web page instead. It's like, you don't have internet access anymore. Well, Steam still goes through that completely fine. It's kind of weird.
Like I said, probably because it's a DNS thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that, well, it's just anything that's resolving using a host name. Just to redirect it towards that page.
Either that or, Steam has its own sort of like tunneling protocol.
I doubt it.
Else. I don't know. I'd have to do more research into exactly what Steam does.
I think it's because it's using direct IP addresses.
That would be absurd, kind of.
Not really. It'll work for 99.9% of people because, well, nobody will really know. People will just be like, well, I typed in Google and I got the message, and that'll be the end of it. For most American people, they won't really know, oh, maybe I can do this, or I can try this. It takes a certain level of knowledge and skill and understanding of these technologies to be able to really try and test some ideas. Anyways, in some stupid news in tech, people are taking out mortgages to buy bitcoins.
Haha, the Bitcoin.
Bitcoin is in the mania phase, with some people even borrowing money to get in on the action, says security regulator Joseph
Bitcoin
Moore.
crashed further. Ooh, hello.
Of course it did. We've seen mortgages being taken out to buy Bitcoin. People do credit cards, equity lines, etc., said Borg, president of the North American Securities Administration Association. This is not something a guy who's making $100K a year, who's got a mortgage and 2 kids in college, ought to invest in. You're on this mania curve. At some point, there's got to be a leveling off. Cryptocurrency is here to stay. Blockchain is here to stay. Whether that's in bitcoins or not, I don't know. While future contracts are regulated, Bitcoin itself is not. Borg said that because innovation and technology always outrun regulation. As technology continues to accelerate and continues to increase, regulators have got to understand what it is that the innovation's coming up with and we're still trying to get educated, he said. This is ridiculous. People, it is as he says, are in the mania phase. And I hold on to this, and I will continue to hold this, that bitcoins or cryptocurrency is a bad investment. The market has crashed and will continue to crash. The technology behind bitcoins, behind Ethereum, behind all these other cryptocurrencies, the blockchain technology is brilliant and is definitely something to be encouraged. But that needs to be separated from the coin. Because it's ridiculous. It's an absolutely ridiculous thing. And people will waste their life savings buying these cryptocurrencies.
Doing it.
And then when the market crashes, they'll be bankrupt.
Except for that. That'll never happen.
Like, for instance, like in my case, I am investing quite a bit of money in AMD. I'm doing that because it's a reliable stock. It's a reliable company. They have a lot of exciting new products coming out. And there is a reliable and, have it on good information that their stock prices will increase quite dramatically within the next year. So it's a reasonable and safe, if quite good investment. Will I invest in some bitcoins? Possibly.
Or some sort of cryptocurrency.
Or some sort of cryptocurrencies, not necessarily bitcoins. Quite possibly. I keep reading news about them and they keep shooting up dramatically, which annoys the hell out of me. Mm-hmm. But I digress.
U.S. government recovered materials from unidentified flying objects it does not recognize, the U.S. Independent. The Pentagon has reportedly recovered metal alloys from unidentified flying objects that scientists do not recognize. Materials which are led to have amazing properties are being stored in modified buildings in Las Vegas, the New York Times reports. They have some material from these objects that is being studied so that scientists can figure out what accounts for their amazing properties. Ralph Blumenthal, one of the authors of the New York Times report. Mr. Blumenthal said the DoD do not know what the materials are made of. It's some sort of compound they do not recognize, he added. The Pentagon refused to comment when contacted by the Independent. Researchers also studied people who claim they had experienced physical effects from encounters with unidentified aerial phenomena, according to the New York Times. The recently released footage shows a 2014 encounter between an apparent object roughly the size of a commercial plane and two Navy FA-18 Super Hornets from the aircraft carrier Nimitz. I don't know if the Nimitz is actually the carrier name. I believe that's the class of the aircraft carrier. But okay. Commander David Fravor and Lieutenant Jim Slate were on a routine training mission 100 miles out into the Pacific when they were asked to investigate the object. Commander Fravor told the New York Times that the object was about 40 feet long and had no plumes, wings, or rotors, and outpaced their F-18s. It was big enough to churn the sea 50 foot below, he said. Experts warn there is usually a worldly explanation for apparent UFO sightings and caution that the absence of an explanation is not proof of extraterrestrial life. I still believe extraterrestrial life exists. However, random metal does not make that. I mean, comets pass by the planet, meteorites happen all the time. That's how we've had someone like, what is it, the best metals and stuff were discovered because of meteorites hitting the Earth or whatever. So like super rare metals that are like extremely strong and whatever. However.
And I mean, I hold off on declaring extraterrestrials are real because there just isn't enough evidence for it. Anyways, Apple's iPhone slowed to tackle aging batteries.
I saw that. I love Apple getting shit on daily. It's beautiful.
Apple has confirmed the suspicions of many iPhone owners by revealing it does deliberately slow down some models of the iPhone as they age. Many customers have long suspected that Apple slows down older iPhones to encourage people to upgrade. The company has now said it slows down some models as they age, but only because the phone's battery performance diminishes over time.
Shit, I've seen people's iPhone batteries die at 35% within the first year. Like people get to 35% and the phone just shuts off, and it's ridiculous.
Apple said it wanted to prolong the life of customer devices. The practice was confirmed after a customer shared performance tests on Reddit suggesting their iPhone 6s had slowed down considerably as it has aged, but had suddenly sped up again after the battery was replaced. Technology website Geekbench then analyzed several iPhones running different versions of the iOS operating system and found that some of them did indeed appear to have been deliberately slowed down. Lithium-ion batteries become less capable of supplying peak current demands when in cold conditions when they have a low battery charge or as they age over time, which can result in the device unexpectedly shutting down to protect the electronic components. So that might have been what happened.
Yeah.
But they should be more transparent about it, said Chris Green from the tech consultancy Brightly. You're taking away performance from somebody that has paid for it. If you're going to slow down the phone over time, you should explain why it is happening so that people understand it's ultimately for their benefit.
That or, so people can buy a new fucking battery or something like that.
Yeah, but it's just not that easy with an iPhone.
Well, they can go to the Genius Bar and have them replace their battery or something like that. I mean, Apple could find a way to profit.
I'm sure we could.
Other than that, they probably, a large portion of it is they're slowing down people's phones so they upgrade, honestly.
Yeah.
I still wouldn't doubt if that's, the main reason. Seems like some
of
little
column B.
bullshit. Yeah.
Anyways, so on to stupid and crazy. Yeah, you're going to want to bring up this picture.
Woman gets no regrets henna tattoo on chest that won't go away. A Texas woman vacationing in Mexico decided to get a funny temporary tattoo with her family, only to realize that her new modification may be permanent. How do you not know when you're... Oh god, did I fuck it up? I think I fucked it up. There we go. Fixed.
So we're going to show the image, folks.
That Christmas tree is fucking terrible. I'm assuming it's the one on the left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you can see here.
It even looks like it's totally to mark her cleavage that appears not to exist. I love how the fucking cameras are freaking out. Having a connection fit. Man.
It is.
I have regrets about seeing that picture and that face now. Anyway. Reading no regrets in giant letters.
No, it's no regrets.
It's no regrets.
Regrets.
In giant letters across the chest, Ashley Burke says it's been over a week since she got back from Cozumel, and the henna tattoo is still visible on her skin. Henna is not black, never has been black, never will be black, Burke told KHOU. If anyone is offering a black henna temporary tattoos, it can have lasting effects.
Yep, she's a local Houstonian.
Yep. The FDA specifically warns against black henna for temporary tattoos, stating it can cause dangerous skin reactions in some people. The No Regrets tattoo was an ode to a thick-skulled character from the comedy We're the Millers, who openly displays the terrible typo across his upper torso, without having any idea a misspelling exists on his skin. Brooke said her family members who got the tattoo experienced reactions too, but their markings have all faded away. I mean, hers is it looks like it's fading, but it also looks like
it's fading, but it's still sticking around.
It looks like it might be red and inflamed or something.
No, if there's a video and it shows a bit closer up,
mm-hmm.
or you could just zoom in on that picture. But
can I enhance this? I'm maybe fuck with it. I don't care enough.
Anyways.
Meh.
But yeah. Who's ever seen a black henna tattoo?
I've had a henna tattoo before from
I haven't.
San Antonio. I sweated and it just started going away.
Yeah.
Because it's just some weird, I don't know what the fuck to call it.
I don't know.
It's weird food coloring type stuff.
Yeah, something. Anyways, so you're going to want to put up this picture as well. A woman caught shoplifting in front of 65 police officers at Target. A woman accused of shoplifting in Framingham store did not seem to be fazed by the heavy police presence already there. This is a picture of the woman who thought it was a great idea to shoplift in front of 65 officers.
She looks like a woman who would think it's a great idea to shoplift in front of officers.
Yep. So 65 uniformed police officers had filled Target for a Shop with a Cop charity event with local kids. Is that a thing? I didn't know. Melissa Allen, 32, walked into the store while the event was going on and spoke to some of the officers participating. According to the police, she then filled a Rubbermaid bin with over $1,000 worth of items.
Ah, yes, the oldest trick in the book. Filling up a container, but buying the container at the very least, and then leaving with it.
Yep. So she filled up a Rubbermaid bin with over $1,000 worth of items and tried to push her cart out of the store without paying. So she didn't even bother to pay for the container. She was just like, I'm going to go. They said she was also carrying stolen jewelry. Allen was arrested and charged with larceny, giving a false name to the police, and resisting arrest. Immediately following her arraignment on Wednesday, Allen was rushed to a hospital after she told police officers she swallowed a bag of drugs.
Bags of drugs.
Bags of drugs, yes. Her defense says she wants to go to rehab and is currently living with a friend and has no money, and has tried to go on job interviews. Yeah, right. When prosecutors asked for $500 cash bail, Allen's defense said she would not be able to afford that. The judge set her bail at $250 cash. Which in Texas, as I suppose, it's only 10% of the bill. So $25 can get her out.
That's nice.
But, what the fuck's wrong with you? You see there's a store full of cops, you even talk to some of the cops, and you still think it's a good idea to go and rob a Target. So why you're on Stupid and Crazy?
The best.
Well, a Tampa.
So, an attorney visited jail to make porn with an inmate.
Wow.
Lawyer is accused of making porn in, of all places, the Pinellas County Jail. Investigators say he made those sex tapes with at least one female inmate, and there could be others involved as well. Fox 13's Julian Johnson is live outside the Pinellas County Jail tonight. Julian, how far-reaching could this be?
Yeah, well, the sheriff's...
How far-reaching could this be? That joke was there for a reason. Like, she looked like she wanted to say something else there. And it's just like, how far could this go? All the way.
Believes that there are other jails, not only in Tampa, but in Central Florida as a whole, that are caught up in this, which means potentially...
Florida, everybody.
It is Florida.
Makes sense.
Even more inmates caught on camera having sex. This is the Tampa-based lawyer, Andrew Spark, who officials with Pinellas County Sheriff's Office says blatantly abused his attorney privileges within jails.
Betrayed a trust, duped the system.
Sheriff Bob Galtieri visibly frustrated with the alleged actions he says Spark performed not only in Pinellas County's jail, but potentially others in Tampa and in Central Florida. Galtieri says Spark met at least 6 different times since June with a female inmate at the jail named Antoinette Napolitano.
The attorney rooms in the jail are private. They don't have audio or video surveillance, and there's only one small window in the door.
But Spark was not representing Napolitano. Officials explain he was just there for sex. They say he would deposit $30 to $40 into Napolitano's commissary account for doing what he wanted each time. And once Spark was done recording, officials say the 54-year-old would upload the videos from his tablet to a porn site.
Once we get into the tablet, hopefully it'll shed a lot more information for us as to what he was doing with the videos, how many there are.
Acting on a tip, yesterday deputies literally caught Spark with his pants down as he once again was ready to record.
As they were about to begin the sex act, and he was fully exposed when
the sex act.
The room.
Napolitano was not the only woman Spark approached for sex. Investigators explain he also tried to work out a deal with Shauna Boselli. Officials say she declined Spark's offer, but that didn't stop his cause.
At least one of the 2 women that I referenced here referred him to other women in the jail as well and in other jails.
According to Sparks
And
of
in other
the Florida
news.
Bar Association, he's still in good standing, but that will likely change since he's now facing charges of solicitation of a prostitute and exposing himself.
He wouldn't talk. He said he wanted
Is
a
it
lawyer.
solicitation of a prostitute?
See, I don't know if that's necessarily like plausible in court because it's not.
I mean, I suppose they are prostituting themselves for money.
But they're not. They're not at the same time. Porn is a protected industry where people
it's not
get
legitimate
paid.
recognized porn because porn has contracts and health codes and shit to keep up with.
Well, amateur porn is a thing.
Amateur porn is a thing, yes, but this is an amateur porn. This is a person who's paying these women to have sex with them.
That's
And
amateur porn.
But they're in prison, so it's a different thing.
And also, he's a lawyer.
And he's a lawyer, yes. So I guess within what they have, it is prostitution, sure.
Yeah.
I guess
He can still fight against that at least, but the other thing, you can't fight against like anything else. I hope the cat did not like the fact that I was playing with her toes. She fucking kicked my finger.
Go figure.
What is it?
And exposing himself.
He wouldn't talk. He said he wanted a lawyer. Go figure.
He's like, he wants a lawyer? What is he talking about? A lawyer.
Yeah, the only thing he might be able to get charged on is the whole exposing yourself thing. That's like a 100% win. I don't know about the prostitution. Depends on
They'll probably get charged for the prostitution.
Oh yeah, no, the judge is gonna be like, no. The judge is gonna be like, I'm gonna count it. Fuck you. Get out of my courtroom.
Anyways.
Or he's gonna be like, what's the website? Give me those links. Oh yeah, that's right. Tomorrow is the day.
What, did you have to be moved out?
No, oh fuck no. I would have blown my brains out if I had to move out tomorrow. Nah. You want to help me move next week, I think is when it is? I don't know. Well, yeah, next week after Christmas. Because that's what my mom would say. They could have closed down the house this week. You know, my mom didn't think the lady had the money, but my mom's also told the lady, she's like, I really don't want to have to move over Christmas weekend. And I'm like,
yeah,
reasonable. Also, the fact that it's supposed to have a month before they close on the house and shit.
Mm-hmm. So in fucking ridiculous news.
Yes. I'm going to let you take this because this is your deal. This is your gig.
This is annoying me to no end, this story. Long Island iced tea stock surges 200% because now it's a blockchain company. You can't just, I'm going to be a blockchain company, throw money at me.
Obviously.
And the people who are like, oh my god, they're now doing blockchain shit. We should throw money at them. What the fuck's wrong with you?
They said cryptocurrency, throw money.
Oh, I heard ICO. Where do I have to give the money to? Fuck, I need to make a goddamn ICO so I can make some money. People be like, oh, that's a legit. I'll call it I don't know, silver ICO.
Can you even make money? The thing is, they already are a legitimate company that has stocks and things.
Of course. Everybody's getting into ICOs now. Initial coin offerings, fuck. Those things are dime a dozens and everybody's throwing millions at them. I'll just make one called, City Silver ICO. Sounds official. Sounds cool. Sounds like something having to do with city logistics using blockchain technology.
Mm-hmm.
And fuck, I'll make it an ICO, and bam. I'll get he's doing city logistics. Oh, that's a big deal. Oh, they're making cities smarter. Ooh, they're using blockchain technology. And they're doing an ICO offering. How many millions do we throw at them? That's exactly what's going to happen. I can see
Bay
that.
City ICO.
I can see that.
Wait, Bay City Technologies. Now an ICO. Oh, yes.
So, Long Island Iced Tea Corp., the maker of the Long Island brand ready-to-drink teas. As we know, it will soon be no more. The company announced today that it plans to initiate a major rebrand in order to pivot its focus to blockchain technology instead of beverages. The company plans to change its name to Long Blockchain Corp. and has begun the process of changing its trading symbol with the Nasdaq. It will continue to operate Long Island Beverage LLC, as a wholly owned subsidiary and will continue to produce premium iced teas. But the focus of the newly renamed company will be investing in and exploring the possibilities of blockchain technology, the public decentralized ledger behind cryptocurrencies. The company believes that emerging blockchain technologies are creating a fundamental paradigm shift across the global marketplace, with far-reaching applications across all industries from finance to consumer packaged goods to healthcare, the company said. Again, like I said, they could do this, make it an ICO, make millions. And then nobody. Anyways, well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This is the end of Table Talk Thursday, episode 37. Join us again next week.
Next Thursday for the final countdown of me getting kicked out of my house, and also probably later on
the final broadcast.
Yeah, it's going to be the final broadcast, but
for this year.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't know. I still plan to do a New Year's live stream or like IRL live or whatever. However,
the final Table Talk Thursday broadcast.
There you go. This will be Table Talk Thursday with friends and family, I guess. Family. Gross. But anyway, thank you guys for joining us. We'll catch you again on the next stream. I will be here Tuesday with another guest, anime guest talk show, as well as playing random games between now and then.
And fuck you, I'm Millwall.
Okay. I've been drinking more wine than he has, and he's still a drunk bastard. No. Have a good night, everybody.